I think Cousins was playing Jefferson in the championship this week. That's honestly what I think. Because how do you go from giving this nigga 30 points a week, then all of a sudden on everybody's Super Bowl week, this nigga get one catch for 15 yards? Get the F out of here. All right, what up? What up? First episode of 2023. Happy New Year to y'all. This is the On Grind Sports Show. I go by the name of JC. Here are my wonderful brothers and co-hosts that came to talk that spit today, man. We got a lot to get into today. Obviously, first things first, prayers up for Damar Hamlin. Everybody.
Hold on, Jaden.
What?
Go ahead, my bad.
Oh, all right. Yeah, so prayers up for Damar Hamlin, one of the scariest NFL sites, if not the scariest NFL site that I've ever seen. So before we even get into anything, I just wanted to send prayers out this way, and I hope at the end of all of this, that he comes out conquering and healthier than ever before. So
JC,
I just wanted to start it off like that.
Can I speak on that for real?
Well, let me introduce y'all real quick, and then we'll get into a little more. So I got my brother Isaiah Anthony in the building. Welcome back, sir.
Y'all, it's another week, another L. It's starting to get rough, man. Another blown lead. But even though it's against one of the better teams in the league, another blown lead. So what is this, number 6 on the season, I guess?
Hey, at least you won your fantasy Super Bowl.
I was just about
but I'll get into my spin in a minute.
Mr. Adams, Mr. Devontae Adams, thank you. Mr. Jair Alexander in the Green Bay Packers defense, thank you. James Conner, thank you. Travis Kelce, thank you. Out to my whole fantasy team, I just want to say thank you much.
And we got my guy.
You just cut me off. He just said, "Fuck me."
Damn.
He said, "F who?"
Go ahead. It's all right. It's all right.
Oh.
I'll get him.
My brother Marvin Cooper in the building. Welcome back, sir.
Yes, sir. Happy New Year to y'all.
Happy New Year.
Y'all. I love y'all, man, for real.
And then we got the infamous, notorious, quote unquote representation
of Cleveland, Ohio.
Tyrell Jackson in the building.
The needle mover. The needle mover.
The name Mark came up with was a little bit better. The cap of Cleveland.
Nah,
that's trademark.
Blueface, man.
The cap of Cleveland.
Y'all disrespect.
He said the cap of Cleveland.
The big cap of Cleveland.
But like as I was saying, man, just wanted to send prayers out to Damar Hamlin and hope that he all good. But I'm gonna go ahead and because I'm sure that's we can't get cracking without at least starting with addressing that first. So I'll let y'all go down the line. Marvin, you had something you wanted to get off, so I'll let you go first and go ahead and get off like your thoughts running through it or what you think about it.
Well, like you and I talked about, coming from people who played the game, that is serious. And this is going to take me back to the Dwayne Haskins death. It pisses me off because I was arguing with a fool early on Facebook. We was in one of those fantasy football groups, and he had made a little comment. And it started about 6:30 this morning. We was arguing. This man had the nerve to say, "Oh, he only fainted because he knew the Bills was gonna get that ass whooped." So I'm like, "Yo, I don't know if you meant that to be
idiotic
funny.
Troll."
You know what I mean? I don't know if you meant to be funny, and even if so, no, that shit ain't funny, man. This man fighting for his life. This is some serious shit. And he was like, "It was just a joke, dude." No, man, shut all that shit up, man. I ain't the type of nigga that I ain't gonna go back and forth with you on these keyboards. So, you know what I mean? So I'm the type of nigga, get your address, pull up on me or whatever. I just felt like that's disrespectful. And then, with the whole Dwayne Haskins comments with those, he couldn't take a hit and all that shit pissed me off too. And it kind of took me back to that mode. Like, why is y'all disrespecting these players who get hurt like that, though? You know what I mean? That don't sit right with me.
Yeah, spit like this should open our eyes more to this spit really being bigger than football, bro. Like, there's somebody's son, nephew, father, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Swimsuits bigger than bro.
So I know this is beginning of the year. Tyrell, I don't want to cuss in front of your child there, but I don't want to say fuck you, Travis Moore, who said that comment.
I got the headphones in. So you good? Go ahead.
If I ever catch you, it's me and you. So I am gonna post this to the group when this video is done. I hope you click on it, and I'm gonna direct messages to you as well. And I might even have JC send me this clip alone. So fuck you, Travis Moore, and eat a dick. So.
Shout out, not a shout out, but a big, you know what, to Skip Bayless.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
You knew it was.
You know what? I knew if
there was anybody getting to your list today. I knew it was.
Hold on.
I would be very disappointed.
Hey, before I continue, you know what it is. Dan Snyder, Adam Schefter, Eminem, Brett Favre, John Laurinaitis, all that stuff. Jaden Sit Down, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And now Skip. Skip, as they say.
Hold on,
on that list too.
Hold on a second. What did y'all deal with Eminem though?
What I did with who?
No, I ain't talking to you. I know your little punk ass deal. Isaiah, what's your deal with Eminem though? Cause you cracking me up.
Why? I don't understand.
Do what your mom says.
Why this man is considered great, bro? He's just considered great because he's white, bro. That's it.
Really?
Who you speaking of?
Eminem.
Oh,
you know how I feel about Eminem. That boy ain't it.
Man, Marvin, the reason niggas hate on Eminem is because he white. It's that simple, bro.
That's it. But
that's why I let it go. I've been quit arguing with niggas about it.
No, this ain't no argument though. This is like
so explain to me why like Mac
Miller. That man got bars, B.
Because nobody considers them niggas the GOAT. Nobody considers them top tier lyricists of all time. So
Isaiah,
there's nothing to care about with them.
Excuse me?
Who's your GOAT?
GOAT rapper?
Yes.
Are we going based off of my personal opinion, or are we talking about like accolades and all of that and impact on the game and everything?
I mean, it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same.
It's kind of that's what I'm saying. It's
personally look at it in that light.
Yeah. You know, who is your? Yeah.
My personal favorite rapper is Nas.
Nas.
Yeah.
I can't even argue with that.
Nas is definitely better than Eminem.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can't even argue with that. JC. I was gonna get him if he said like Lil Wayne or something. I was gonna flame him.
That's probably one of the safest names he could have used.
For overall GOAT rapper, you can make arguments such as Tupac, Biggie.
Okay.
Y'all lucky this ain't a hip hop podcast, but Biggie for sure does not have a GOAT case. So I ain't gonna go more into that, but
there's people who have like we said, it's subjective to whom you think.
No. That one is
what you said. Hey, that's your personal people who's gonna argue you that am I wrong?
I'm not calling Derrick Rose the GOAT for one MVP, bro.
I'm not calling Derrick Rose the GOAT for the one MVP. But to some kids out there, he's their GOAT.
Okay.
Even though cool. Some kids is their GOAT. So
true. I give you that. But even me being from Brooklyn, I can't say Biggie is it either. He only really had two dope albums.
Say Biggie. Me personally, Biggie. But
I love Biggie. Don't get me wrong. That's my idol.
That's what like freezing.
Cool.
But it's just like
me personally, mine is Kendrick.
Isaiah, that nigga freezing, bro.
Yeah,
that's spectrum.
You good over there, bro?
You got the AT&T.
Damn. Last week Tyrell. Now it's gonna be. Now it's gonna be
go ahead and while you get his stuff situated, go ahead and finish your Skip thoughts.
Skip. How dare you say that and then try to sit back and be like, "Oh well, I didn't mean it like that," and blah 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 blah. No, you try to do what you usually do, and that's make a controversial hot take so you can sit back and try to promote your show. That's why Shannon ain't get on the show with you because he was like, you know what, I'm not getting on the show with this bum mother effer. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude literally tried to take advantage of that and thought it was cool, bro. You had Fox, not Fox Sports. You had Fox about to lose their NFL deal because of your stupid tweet, bro. Let's start off with that. Let's start off with the fact that don't nobody like you. And the only reason why they don't be having guests like they be having on First Take is because nobody likes Skip, bro. It ain't got nothing to do with Uncle Shannon. They got everything to do with you, Skip. Now let's talk about another thing.
And Shannon barely want to be there these days.
No. Shannon don't want to be there. Shannon ain't want to be there in the last year, bro. And he about to get his own show. Uncle Club Shay Shay be popping off on YouTube. They trying to bring it on to the airways and stuff like that. And Shannon done, bro. The only reason why Shannon's still on that show is because they can't find a replacement for Shannon. You know what I'm saying? So
and Shannon getting paid big too, man.
Hold on.
Shannon getting paid them dollars though. So
yeah, I'm sure that's a pretty
major.
hefty check for a retired player. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't as easy to just.
But Tyrell right though. But Tyrell is right though, especially like the way his show be going off on YouTube and shit. They definitely gonna put that on TV. So
Club Shay Shay is where all the guests that Shannon Sharp want on First Take. I mean, not First Take. Excuse me, Undisputed. That's where he wanted to be at. But they like, dude, I'm not talking to Skip. You know what I'm saying? And partially because, and a lot of people don't realize the reason why Shannon and Ray don't talk to each other, Ray Lewis don't talk to each other no more is partially because of Skip in the first place. Because they got into it about
both them niggas is clowns, but
but no, I'm just saying like Shannon Sharp, one of the real ones out here. You know what I'm saying? He didn't care about that quote unquote check. He stood by his convictions no matter what. And then you got Skip out here making that BS apology on TV and this and that. Man, nobody want to hear that stuff. You shouldn't have tweeted that stuff out in the first place. Ain't nobody care about that stuff at this point. And for anybody that agree with Skip, anybody that sit back and be like, you know what? Yeah, I agree with you, Skip. My money on the line, my fantasy on the line, my little $2 prop bets that I just got because I live in Ohio and I can finally do a little prop bet. So I lost $2 on a prop bet, man. That's all I got to say about that. You know what I'm saying? So, this dude not just only hold on all the way.
This is why I'm glad I locked my kids out. This is why I'm glad I locked my kids out. Man.
I love you guy, bro.
So when you sit back and see, I done lost my train of thought a little bit, but that's okay. But what I'm saying is that you got people out here complaining about their little $2 prop bet, complaining about their little $50 fantasy football league that you only put $25 in a pot. You only getting $50. Don't nobody care about your little crappy fantasy football league. This man, legitimately, we ain't talking about this man. Oh, he fighting for his life. Yes, he's fighting for his life, but it's more than that. If you got to do CPR on somebody, that means they ain't got no pulse, and they ain't got no pulse. What that mean? That man died on the field. That man literally died on the field. You know what I'm saying? And I got a coworker at my job talking about something. It's war of attrition and football don't taught adversity. You go ahead and court him off and play him on the field. Like, what type of mess is that, bro? You done lost his life. And let's talk about this from this standpoint that I have seen it from as well. On a non-serious, on a more less serious part, but a more logistical part. The NFL continue that game after that. That is a PR nightmare. That is a massive PR nightmare. And if anybody who sit back and don't agree with me, go look at it. People still flame the WWE for continuing that show after Owen Hart passed away in that arena. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And WWE still get bad PR for that. You can imagine the NFL, they got a triple, quadruple, 5 times, 6 times more than what the WWE got. And they continue to play that game. They're already getting bad PR for even trying to continue that game. You know what I'm saying? So it's all aspects of why we couldn't complete this game. But I'm praying for him. You know, he got $5.5 million raised to his toy foundation and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's one of those plays where it wasn't dirty. It wasn't intentional. It was a standard football play. It's a 1 in a million chance something like that happened. And that's a scary that we see a man pop up, and less than 1 second later, he collapsed.
You know, that shit was scary to watch too, man. That shit was scary to watch, bro.
I will say this, just on a, kind of make it less serious. I'm kind of surprised that the NFL is not playing this game this week, though, because I would imagine that because you still got to play this game, and a lot of people are like, I'm not.
Do they?
Back and say,
do they?
No, really? They have to. No, they still got to now. You know, what
if they're not going to play it this week and playoff starts the following week, I can't see a way that they get this game done.
I think they get this game in. Now I'm a little surprised that
they might have to push the playoffs back.
Unless they just cancel whatever their next games were and let them play. I don't know, maybe something like that. But that's the only way I could see it.
But they have to play this game, and they have to prepare this game as if it's a regular, how you do your regular warm-ups and everything like that, arrive at the stadium, and then you start the game from where the game got suspended. Because the game didn't get canceled, it got suspended. So they're going to play this game. Let's think about the less serious part of this situation, just to lighten up the mood a little bit. And I don't mean no disrespect, because it's nothing but praise to DeMar and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? But just to kind of lighten the mood a little bit, I thought they were going to sit back and do a doubleheader Thursday night game. You know what I'm saying? Do a doubleheader. And then the two following opponents, you push them back to like Monday or Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? So they can get a little bit more rest. But this is something that was unprecedented. Like, it really, really is unprecedented. And this is something that the NFL don't have no code on, because of how often does this happen? And, again, shout out to him. He's stable. I hope his mother's doing well, his family, his friends, his teammates. You know what I'm saying? Prayers to them. You know what I'm saying? Because this man literally in there fighting for his life. As far as Skip Bayless, you can go screw yourself, bro. If I was at home by myself, I have 18 different explicits, 18 about how I feel about this dude right now. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously he backed up Skip, but no, this was taking it too far. You sack of trash. That's why your brother don't talk to you. That's probably why your brother don't talk to you. You alienated him. I ain't a big fan of Stephen A. Smith, but you alienated Stephen A. Smith, all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? You done alienate every single host that you done had. You bully Jalen Rose off of First Take. Everybody forget Jalen Rose was the first person on First Take before Stephen A. Smith. That's how Stephen A. Smith even got on ESPN. It's because he was guest appearing on First Take. Skip, you don't care about nobody but Show. And that's a problem. And but the thing is, it don't surprise me. It don't surprise. This man literally told his wife, his girlfriend, whatever she is now, hey, my job come first, you second. Live with her, get the hell out of my house.
But that says a lot.
That says a lot. He ain't got no kids because he don't want to mess with his career. That's your choice, this and the third. But that just shows what type of character this man got when you got a man literally fighting for his life. Everybody's thought is on his life. Bro, Donovan Mitchell had the quietest 71-point game in NBA history. And he still came out and talked about it. You know what I'm saying? This is huge. This is bigger than sports. This is bigger than anything. This is a man that, let's be real here, literally we watched that man die on national TV before he was revived. And I want to give a shout out to the medical personnel, everybody involved at the hospital, everybody that was on that field. You don't see too often that both teams are working, both team doctors are working on the guy. Shout out to everybody that revived that man, that sit back and got that man in the stable condition that he's in. That is not easy to do. To sit back and bring a man back to life. They did it. They got him stable. Hopefully he gets out of the ICU in critical condition. But shout out to them. Because, man, they did their jobs to a T, bro. They did their jobs to a T. And we need to figure out what their names are so we can do exactly what we're doing with the Toy Foundation. Give these people their money. Give these people their roses. Give these people their flowers, even if they ain't looking for it, because they absolutely 110% deserve it.
Isaiah, what's your thoughts, bro?
Excuse me, I have a son to go take care
of. Firstly, I'll take care of the fuck yous for him. Fuck you, Skip. Clown ass, pussy ass, hoe ass, weak ass, lame ass, pussy ass, short dick ass, stupid ass, delusional ass, chasing ass, short ass, skimp ass, what else am I missing? Bitch ass, pussy ass, whole ass, stupid ass nigga. Like, I don't understand why you would even be concerned about that in that moment. Like, I wouldn't.
It was just horrible timing. Horrible timing.
That shit could I could understand talking about that on Firm Undisputed the next morning. It makes sense because obviously all kind of wondering when they're gonna do the game, but at that moment I was like, you know what, boys, yeah. Like I played football 2 years. Like I told you, I got a concussion and I said done. Like I was like, humans shouldn't feel like this. So if I was out there, even if I'm a special teams player, and y'all know special teams is dangerous. Football is already dangerous, but special teams is dangerous. So if I'm looking at this play happen, bro, I'd be like scared not only for him, but for my own, like what happened in that regular football play that would cause this. Like, and then like you said, I'm worried about him. Like I come to work with him every damn day for what? Like 200 days out the year at least? Probably more than that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
probably way more.
My mind is nowhere near football at this point. Like that, like I don't understand what would cause you to tweet that out in that night. And then there's people actually just up and down Facebook saying like, I don't understand why they couldn't continue the game. Well, like Tyrell said, somebody died on the field briefly. He had to get revived.
Yeah.
Like y'all saw me message in the chat. I'm like, why the ambulance on the field? Because I had just turned over. I'm like, it's only first quarter. Like, what? Like, did somebody break their leg? Like, what's going on? Like, I did not understand the gravity of the situation.
I mean, I'm in like me, myself, and I know there's other people, a lot of other people as well, because there's a lot of key players in that game that more than likely had to do with, you know, a lot of people's Super Bowls this week. And last night still wasn't the time for everybody to be talking about that. Like I commission one league and I'm in another league myself. No conversation took place like that until this morning. All we could do was wait to see what the NFL said and go from there. But it wasn't like this hell-bent thing. If anything, we hell-bent on like, man, is he good? That's, you know what I'm saying? That's where the mindset should be. Like all that fantasy spit and best people put in, all that, that's what's going to work itself out. We figure that out. But like, it's like right now it's just about just being human, bro. And it just shows like the mentality of a lot of Americans, bro, when it comes to spit like that, just the selfishness, bro, and just the lack of compassion we can have sometimes. And, you know, I think, you know, that was a good study case, you know what I'm saying? Especially with Skip saying what he's saying, because I'm sure there was a lot of people that felt the same way, but, you know, didn't say it because they knew they sound ignorant as hell. But Skip is just, he's one of them ones who don't care. He going to say what he say for shock value, to bring more attention to whatever his channel or his you know, his situation, whatever. Skip always been like that. That he made his name off of shock value spit. That's why he been going at the most popular athlete in the world the last 15, 20 years. So, you know, I wasn't surprised one bit.
And that's exactly why LeBron hasn't responded to him. Like,
exactly.
The best thing now that we can do is not watch Undisputed. Not pay attention to Skip. Like, because this shit, like, bro, you done crossed a complete line at this point. Like, you are like, I already stopped watching Undisputed because like what he had did to Shannon the other day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I felt like he should have got way more flamed up for that than he did. Like, that was real. I think Charles Wilson said it best. Like, man, it was something about the way he said, "Put your glasses back on." Like, it just that felt different. Like, you know what I'm saying? That ain't just no back and forth debate.
I was like, boy, that's that down south coming out you, ain't it? Boy,
that Texas spit kicking in.
You in Atlanta, you know? Oh, if you're in Atlanta, ain't it?
No, I'm in New York.
Oh, you're in New York. Okay. Well,
I was in Georgia.
Okay, so you know how them boys talk. Like you know what it means. Like you understand. All right. I'm from Florida. I done drove. Y'all already know I done drove from here to California, here to Vegas, Vegas and back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I done been through, but I know when I see one, and that's that voice. That's that voice right there that say, "Oh yeah, boy, like I don't really have respect for you. Like, you may be at the table, but I don't have any respect for you whatsoever. Like, that don't make no sense. You talking to a Hall of Famer like that. Like, he ain't got no gold jacket. He never said he was better.
And it's like it could say this. He could say the same thing you saying to him. He could say to you. You talking about, well, you jealous because he will.
I'm just about to get to that.
Jealous because you never been with it, nigga.
Let me get to that. You talking to a Hall of Famer like football, like, bro, like, I understand Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback ever, like, considering like all accolades and all this shit. But like, you realize it takes 22 people to win a game. So like, you can't say the best football player ever. Like Tom Brady ain't fast. He can't really catch. He can't, like, you know what I'm saying? So like, he needed wide receivers. He can't block for himself. So you have to say he's the greatest quarterback. That's it.
Right.
Fucker. Skip, what have you done in sports? What have
we need to pull up that Richard Sherman clip again to remind you that Jalen Rose clip.
No. I need to get this off. Why?
Wait, real quick.
Why are you talking and you're hot garbage? You are fucking trash.
Like, hey, I'm about to throw some flames in there. Hey, guess what his nickname is, bro? They call him Pistol Water Pete, bro. Because he averaged 1.8
Water
points,
Pistol
bro.
Pete.
Wow.
Pistol Pete, bro.
Courtesy of Jalen Rose.
I'm not talking like he won an athlete, but damn, I at least got PT my senior year. I at least affected.
Hey, he's sitting on my left.
Goodness gracious. Bro, you suck. You have no reason to be talking about anything relevant to sports, bro. You just like the white boy trolls on the internet, but you advantage of being born early and taking the internet and all these other resources.
Right.
Bro, you are garbage. Like, you are a garbage being, bro. Like, I don't understand, bro. Like, I will watch Club Shay or Uncle Shannon his guap, but I'm not watching Undisputed, my boy. Like, you done lost your fucking mind. This man collect, bro. That's the scariest shit ever, bro.
And I wonder what Shannon gonna say to him when he do get there tomorrow. I wonder if he's checking for that.
But you know what, too, JC? I'm actually interested to see what he's gonna say too. That's why I might tune in tomorrow just to see what he's gonna say to him.
I don't
even think he's gonna get on there with him tomorrow, neither. I don't think he is.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
That'd be interesting.
For this, I ain't gonna cap, bro. It might be the death of Undisputed, bro. That tweet right there might be the death of Skip. Even though it says Skip and Shannon on there, Jaden, what you doing?
I've only been in a situation like that one time.
Right.
I used to play baseball. I was pretty good at baseball. That's the sport I probably should have stuck with. Because probably went to college on. But the scariest shit I ever seen was a kid getting hit upside the head with an 80 mile per hour fastball. I don't care that he had a helmet on. I'm playing up. I'm 11 playing with 13, 14-year-olds. I was scared out of my mind. And then you expect us to just go back to playing?
Yeah.
Like, the kid was okay and he kept playing, but like, everybody just went back to playing. I'm looking like, bro, like, what the hell? Like, I'm scared as fuck. Like, y'all might want to take that kid to the doctor. I'm standing, like, I used to crowd the plate. Like, I'm standing way off the plate type. Like, they even change pictures. I don't care. Like, I'm terrified. So, like, to see somebody collapse like that and somebody that you see every single day for, like I said, at least 200 days out the year. Nah, bro. There's no way I could keep on playing. Him having a heartbeat isn't enough for me. Like, I need to know, like, he's okay. I need to know he's awake, to be honest.
To be honest with you, Ant, I mean, Isaiah, that man has to like wake up and seriously make a video or something saying, "Look, I'm good. Y'all can go out there and do what y'all do." Because, like I said, man, coming from playing that sport as well, God forbid something. You know what I mean? I was like, no, ain't no way you could convince me to go. And like Tyrell said, if they do a doubleheader, that'd be too soon. Tomorrow would be too soon to do that.
And apparently they're saying that it was actually the players and coaches' decision of like, we know we're not going back out. It wasn't like Goodell that made that call. Like,
that's
okay,
why I'm so glad they stuck together.
They was still Goodell was still like trying to wait it out. Like, okay, let's see. But they was the ones like, nigga, we're not going back out there. So we don't care what you talking about.
Exactly. Like,
understand
that feels that like situation like. They didn't necessarily force it. They didn't say I'll have to continue. Unless I'm missing something. I don't recall that happening. But so like they were kind of gauging what the players and coaches were saying. So the players and coaches said we're not going back out there. The NFL was like, okay, it's suspended,
right?
Because they all started the game. They can't. They didn't decide a forfeit or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So they had to suspend it. Like, and shout out to the city of Cincinnati because I know it's probably Bengals fans who donated to his charity, things like that. Tyrell, you need to give a shout out to Cincinnati. You talk a lot of shit.
No. All serious though, I will give them their flowers. I give them their roses because they did their job all the way around. Shout out to Cincinnati, Ohio.
That's what I like.
You know what I'm saying? Even though y'all airport is in Kentucky. But if we ain't gonna,
what does that got to do with anything?
Because they ain't not Ohio. But anyway, but
really,
yeah, seriously, go look it up.
No, I know that's right, but that's the dumbest. Don't bring that shit up.
You see what I mean? I'm lightening the mood. I'm lightening up the mood here a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But all right, before we go, one more time, prayers up to Damar Hamlin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Prayers up.
We're gonna put a button on it so we don't take up too much more time with it. But yeah, all we can do at this point is just pray for bro.
I like that background too, JC.
And like I said, Marv. Oh yeah, appreciate it. This is like every NFL team right now. Like it's a lot of class going around throughout the league today. So. But yeah, like you said, Marvin. Like to be honest, I don't think we'll ever really be at peace until we see a video from this man. Like, hey, y'all, I'm good type spit. You know what I'm saying?
Like
and with that being said, take as long as you need to, my brother, to do
right. Don't hurry up and get back on that field.
Last thing I'll say, and I'll leave it at this: the only they continue is people who never played sports in the discussion. That's all I'm gonna say.
I ain't even hear what you said because you froze up.
I said
the only people who asking about continuing the game and why couldn't they do this or why couldn't they do that? Like
niggas that never played,
niggas who never played a sport. Never.
That's cool. And like you said, shout out to the fans for. I just seen a couple Cincinnati fans turn their signs around and say prayers up for them. That was cool too. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that too. So shout out to them.
So before we get into the recap. I want to get y'all thoughts on college playoffs so far. I don't know if y'all had somebody y'all was specifically pulling for. I know.
Can I give a shout out to my fellow Ohioans, particularly Cleveland.
But didn't you say Ohio State? What are you talking about?
Yeah, hold on. Let me finish. Damn, you quicker than an 18-year-old getting vagina for the first time.
JC.
Let me tell you.
Cleveland niggas.
Man, but this is y'all representation.
Hold on. To see when Cleveland fans root for somebody else, that Cleveland stank get all over Ohio State. That was the only in Cleveland moment right there. For the ball, for the first time ever in human history, we had two balls drop at the exact same time. The ball dropped in New York, and that field goal dropped at 12 o'clock on the dot. Shout out to Ohio State.
Yeah, I know he got jumped in the locker room for sure.
Shout out, bro.
Wow.
For people, no. For people to sit back and blame that kid for losing that game, bro, when they blew an 18-point lead in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
Ohio State fans deserve.
I mean, Young got him down there though. So, I mean, at least his stock didn't drop.
Ohio State fans, Ohio State fans, blah. Oh my God, the Buckeyes, soaking in all that stuff. Fuck Ohio State, man. I'm glad y'all lost. I love looking at the tears of y'all misery, bro. I don't care if my team wasn't in the college playoffs, bro. We took care of our fucking business. Did y'all take care of y'all business? No. We won our bowl game. Did y'all win y'all bowl game? No. Fuck Ohio State.
I'm gonna say this, JC. I'm gonna say this. All that shit was conspiracy to me, for real. for TCU, for bum ass TCU. I mean, hold on. I give Max. Max he's a hustle quarterback. I give him that. So for TCU to blow Michigan out like that, and I fucking hate Michigan fans as much as Stephen A. Smith hates Cowboy fans. I'm happy they lost, but that was some conspiracy shit. And the reason why I say that is because Tyrell said, and he was right, he was killing these niggas the first two quarters, and you blew it. And I get that Harrison Jr. got a concussion, but I just feel like it was set up for Georgia to get another easy national title because they gonna walk over TCU. So I think it's conspiracy. I think it's I think it's conspiracy bullshit all over. No, I'm just saying.
What did you say 30 seconds ago? What did you say 30 seconds ago? What was the 3 words you just said 30 seconds ago? So y'all want to be tapping on me? Tyrell was what?
That TCU.
No, that Tyrell was what?
I don't remember saying that. So whatever.
Okay. So we're gonna rewind the tape. We're gonna rewind the tape when we do.
Okay, I said. Fuck on.
I know it's kind of late.
You were right for once. That's it. Just for once.
I told you the Jets were pretenders, and look at that.
The who was pretenders?
I said the Jets were pretenders on the show. Look, I was right again.
What did the Jets got to do with anything?
What I'm saying is that I'm right about a lot of things y'all don't give me credit for. But we gonna do another day for another topic.
Let my boy
let Baker Mayfield would be like Drew Brees. That's
I ain't say that.
Yes, you did. I saw that episode last night. Your stupid ass is that Baker Mayfield could be like a Drew Brees in San Diego. No, he cannot. No, he cannot.
I ain't say that.
I bet you.
AC benefiting.
I bet you was hoping he built off that game.
But hold on, y'all. Now I watched a few of y'all episodes last night, and I want to get you two niggas, Isaiah and Tyrell. So for you two goofy motherfuckers to do this round off shit, right? Well, 99 is actually 100. So y'all argued that Jokic averaged 0.9, and y'all tried to say that was 1.
That's 1.
No, fuck you. You said, especially you, motherfucker. You be saying, no, 99 is not 100, 99, 96. For you to try to say that was a 1, motherfucker? No. It's 0.9.
That nigga's never averaged a block, bro. It's so right.
He has.
No, it's not a block. It's not a block, though. It's not a block, fam. It's not a block.
All right, I need predictions, man. So Georgia is a 12-point favorite against TCU. Is Vegas smoking dick or no?
Yes. In a sense of wait. In a sense of
12 points?
I do not
12 and a half, actually.
Wait.
Damn.
I will say this.
You gotta remember TCU wasn't technically supposed to beat Michigan, so
exactly.
Well, I put it to you like this. I think TCU is gonna lose this game, but I think Vegas is smoking.
I don't know if it's the way you got your phone position, but you low key like going in and out on the low.
Oh, am I? My bad. Yeah. What I'm saying is like, whatever, Marvin. What I'm saying is that I think TCU covers. I think they cover that spread. I still think Georgia's going to beat them, but I think TCU has a chance to cover the spread. So that's why I think Vegas is smoking a little bit.
I think Georgia.
But you got them losing though.
Yeah, but they'll cover the spread.
Yeah, they might win by like 10 or something. They might do cover the spread. That is some smoking dick shit. 12.5 for real.
Isaiah?
0.9.
So y'all lost. Well, okay. Let me let Isaiah answer first.
I'm not like a teacher. Let me know when y'all done. All right. I'd say TCU fucks around and takes them to overtime.
Oh, we got our first bold take.
I'm gonna do a wildly take.
Go against the grain, then, nigga.
I'm gonna do a wildly take. I'm gonna say we have crazy.
So these niggas both is saying double digits, damn near. You saying saying Vegas?
I didn't say double digits. I just said they.
What'd you say? You said 9 points, right?
I said 10. No, I said 9 or 10.
You said 10.
I said 9 or 10.
I didn't get my prediction on how many points. I just said they covered the spread. They can cover the spread by 1 point. I just said they covered the spread.
I think something crazy happens on national championship night.
Yeah, one of them won.
I think we have a crazy national championship. I think some people are slightly underestimating TCU. You know what I'm saying? People are not giving them a shot, and dangerous time. You know what I'm saying? When everybody counts you out and doesn't really give you a shot, you can kind of gut check the big dog. You know what I'm saying? And stick around and hang in the game. But I could be wrong. Georgia could fuck around, come out there, beat them by 40. Shit. But hey, I think something crazy happens, and T game. But CJ Stroud, boy, you was looking real good that game, boy. You might look nice in silver and black. Nice in silver and black, boy. I don't know. I'm kind of weird Ohio State quarterbacks, but boy,
I know you hoping that nigga stop drop so he can come to y'all, fall right in y'all lap.
You don't want CJ Stroud.
I really want Caleb Williams, but it's just like
we know the Broncos ain't gonna grab him. So
you don't want CJ Stroud, brothers.
I mean, not the Broncos, the Seahawks.
Well, brother,
that's the pick.
You said Baker Mayfield would be Drew Brees. Like there's no.
I ain't say that. I did not say that.
When your quarterback view is that, I'm gonna trust what I just saw in that moment.
But to be honest with you, Isaiah, what State quarterback has been successful in the NFL?
You're completely correct.
But I mean, to be honest with you, it's only one of them. I mean, Justin Fields is okay. You know, he's doing his little thing right now.
He's in a bad situation.
Said okay. Nigga, Fields that guy. Nigga, that's what y'all talking about.
Fields is, I mean, he's probably the only one that's really like the State success right now. But I don't know about Stroud. I don't think he's ready. I think he need to take his little ass back for one more year for real.
My brother, I feel that, but what the fuck Raiders got at this point? What they lose?
Man, y'all got Jared.
Y'all got. Hold on, they got future insurance salesman Jason Stidham. Come on now, former State Farm salesman.
I ain't lying. I'm gonna get to that later because Stid might be him.
Yeah,
Brock Purdy is.
No, I'm just playing. He ain't the long-term answer. He really ain't the long-term answer, but I think he could get a season of tanking, hopefully, and we can grab Caleb.
No, go ahead and trade for Brock Purdy, bro. Go ahead and trade for Brock Purdy.
No, I need.
Brock Purdy
I wouldn't be surprised if they did that too.
I mean, no cap, bro. Brock Purdy has what?
Nah, but if Purdy leads them to a Super Bowl, that nigga ain't going nowhere.
Oh no, they might shit
Jimmy G. Go ahead and get Trey Lance. Go ahead and get Trey Lance.
Trey Lance gonna have to wait a second if Purdy takes him to a Super Bowl.
No. What I'm saying is the Raiders go ahead and grab Raiders.
Trey Lance.
What you talking about? Trey Lance going to wait a second? It's garbage, bro. He's not getting.
Go ahead and grab Trey Lance.
Garbage.
Trey Lance ain't it either though.
You might want to pump your brakes there, Isaiah.
That nigga's trash.
All right,
go get Jimmy G.
Yeah, everybody knows he ain't it. But let's get this recap going, man. We're gonna go game 1, week. What is this? 17? Week 17.
Week 17.
Yeah.
We got one more week, y'all. One more week, and we're gonna be right back where we started covering
the JC, what episode is this?
I was about to ask you that too. What episode?
38, right?
What episode is it? Oh, look at him! He got his talent. Look at him.
I just seen somebody put that in the chat. So
that was Tyrell.
Hey, he didn't mention it in the intro. That's why I'm like, what episode is
man? Because it was so much to unravel, bro. It's a bunch of spit. I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't even say everything. Plus, you know, I told y'all what was going on before we got on camera. So,
right.
Yeah, man, it was a lot. But let's get going, man. Cowboys and Titans, game 1.
next?
Thursday Night Football.
Why we?
Do you want to
hey,
waste
no,
your
shout
time
out.
on this?
No, hold on. Ain't no neck. Shout out to Schultz because even though due to how many Bengals players I had on my team, we had to do a split for the championship. But if it wasn't for Schultz, it wouldn't even been that. So shout out to Dalton Schultz for coming through for me this week and you know, making it a fight.
Next.
And went out there and got Dougie for me.
Next.
I mean, what is there to really say about this game?
Oh, and you know, I don't know how everybody's Super Bowls went or how people ended up slicing and dicing or figuring it out, man. But prayers out to y'all.
I won mine last
because I know it was a lot of key players that was between the Bengals and the Bills. It's a lot of over 90% owned players, so I know that affected a lot of Super Bowls.
I wanted to say that too, JC.
My heart goes out to y'all as well, man.
Josh Allen is 75% owned.
There's no way.
75% on, bro. Because I was listening to the New York radio out here, and they was saying like a lot of these players, like you said earlier, they didn't really care about the game, but they was like, it sucks that Josh Allen was my quarterback, but prayers up to old boy and shit like that. They said 75% of the people.
He must have been getting dropped a lot playoffs week or something. I don't know what that is. Because all these niggas was 90, at least over 90 from Allen, Burrow, Mixon, Diggs,
right.
Chase, Higgins, even Singletary's probably close to 90. So
yeah, that sounded
you know what I'm saying? I know that affected a lot of Super Bowls this week, including mine. I had 2 of them that I had to figure out today. So
yeah, even though I won mine, like because I
was envying you, bro. I was like, damn, man, he got his spit out the way, so he didn't even have to worry about that game.
Burrow was just
like, why did that happen on my Super Bowl?
All his guys were done, and Burrow was the last guy I had left, and I was up by like 50 or 60, like. And I was
I was down like 25, and I had Burrow and Mixon left, so we just agreed to do a split. I was more than likely gonna get that, but I took it.
Yeah, I got an announcement to do.
What can we do?
I'm getting in y'all league next year.
That's I know for sure there's at least a couple slots open, so I'm gonna save a spot for you, brother.
Appreciate that, bro.
It's gonna be funny. I know next year, like now that I've done garbage this year, I'll end up choking and get like 3rd or 7th, 4th, 5th, something like that. So I just
ready, nigga.
I'm
you don't know what nothing looking like yet next year.
Right.
In the league that I just straight garbage. I already it's gonna be garbage. I already know. Just pitiful. I already know.
Damn.
I'm calling.
Hey, Tyrell, we skipping this too? Cardinals and Falcons.
What did happen? Oh no! Shout out
the
James.
Falcons technically have a chance to make playoff. Technically.
And who they last game?
You said what?
Who's their last game? Who is they playing this week? They could probably win.
Because the Bucks already locked up the.
Oh, they locked up already? Oh.
Yeah, they
can't be locked up because they was tied with right now.
Atlanta's officially eliminated. Atlanta got eliminated last week, week 16. They got eliminated.
They took a 2-game lead because they beat the Panthers. So
so Tampa locked it up.
Oh yeah, that's been over with.
And then New Orleans still has a shot. So
the Orleans got a shot?
Yes, they do.
No, New Orleans is eliminated. No, they don't.
No, they're not.
They eliminated too.
Wait, hold on. 7-9.
I'm looking at it
the
right
Bucks
now.
is
The only
8-8.
team
Yeah, Falcons got a shot. Who owns that tiebreaker?
No, they do not. The Falcons do not have a shot. The only team that have a shot.
None of them got a shot.
I mean, not the Falcons, the Saints. My bad.
The Saints don't have a shot. The only teams that have
Ain't
a
no
shot
tiebreaker
are Seattle, Detroit, and Green Bay.
Right.
So the Falcons, I mean, not the Falcons. The Saints don't have the tiebreaker, then the Bucks do.
Saints are eliminated.
Yeah, because that's that game. They came back in that one game against them. Damn, no, they wish they would have held on to that now. That lead.
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh.
Because they ain't no tiebreaker. They didn't sweep them. They swept them.
Damn, it's a lot of skips this week, huh? Because of the just only playoff team talk, right? So we got Dolphins and Patriots.
The Dolphins falling apart, man. Not falling apart. They done fell apart.
Yeah.
I did not realize that Bridgewater was dog water. Like, I remember when Breeze went out and he held it down for the Saints, so I thought he still would have some of that magic in him. I don't know what's going on right now.
My brother, this fool injured his right ring finger on my fucking parlay. I just needed this fucker to get 3 more fantasy points.
Well, he ended up leaving the game anyway, right?
Yeah. You're
gonna learn not to pick these garbage ass quarterbacks, bro.
But it was so low. It was so low. I was just like, "There's no with Tyreek and you
next time you do a parlay,
hold on. Time out. JC, I want you to remember this. Because he argued with me in the chat for starting the 49ers defense against the Raiders because Stidham has weapons. You gonna sit here and tell me this fucker Bridgewater got weapons and this fucker can't get 13 fantasy points? 13.
But it's still a risky play with a team that got weapons like that. It's a risky play, is what I was saying. There's no defense in the NFL. As much fit as I talk about y'all, there's no defense in the NFL. I'm starting on the Raiders when they fully healthy.
Right after we bench our quarterback and we just put up 10 points against the Steelers who were injured at the time. That's my point here. This motherfucker Bridgewater is ass. He's ass. I'm pissed off. You fucked up my bitch. Like, this is the time when I can talk about my parlay, not the Bengals and fucking Bills game, but this game I can talk about. This game I can. You sick son of a bitch. I just needed 30 more yards about you. That's it. You couldn't get 30 more yards, my boy. I could have got 30 more yards. Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. Just throw a fucking slant. Yeah. He ain't even got to throw the ball that hard.
Niggas all run 4 flats and spit. Damn.
You gonna learn next week though, huh?
I ain't betting next week.
So Dolphins and Patriots are 8-8. Who else is 8-8? I know it's one more that I'm missing.
Steelers.
Who?
Steelers.
Steelers 8-8. So is it 4 or is that it?
It's 4 teams that are 8-8.
Yeah, I know it's somebody else.
In Pittsburgh.
Yes,
yeah, get that down.
Pittsburgh Dolphins, Patriots. Patriots 8-8 too?
Yeah, Patriots.
Let me see.
And then the Jags. Because the Tennessee Titans
are Jags are 8-8. Yep.
Tennessee
Titans. That's the 4.
Tennessee Titans are 7-9 team.
Jags, they got that.
So 1, 2, 3, and 4. But the Titans can still technically get that number 1 spot. So that's why the Jaguars haven't clinched yet.
Not with Joshua Dobbs, bro.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is gonna be juicy.
I mean, all the Jaguars got to do is handle it. That's why the Titans held out all those players. Like, well, some of them are on IR, but like the players who could possibly go, they was like, I mean, even if we lose this game, you know what I'm saying?
We still got a chance.
It all comes down to Jacksonville, week 18. Just like with the Raiders versus Chargers.
And who's the Jags playing next week?
They play Titans. That's what I'm saying. It comes down to that game. Yeah, we have another situation. Just like
so that game is gonna be fire. Packers and Lions is gonna be fire.
In my opinion, the NFL should flex one of those games to nighttime.
For sure.
Because we saw what happened against like the Raiders versus Chargers. That
was I ain't gonna lie. I think I said this last week. I really don't want the Patriots to make the playoffs, bro. Like even though that would give me my 9-win prediction on the Patriots, but I just after that performance they gave last year, I'd rather y'all niggas sit down one time.
They need to get some. They lose. Yeah, they need to get weapons, bro. The Bill Belichick,
the Dolphins and Patriots still is in.
All right, so we'll go next. So Saints and Eagles. So for all you niggas who was talking all that shit, talking about Jalen loses in his case because Minshew putting up the same amount of numbers, just know now that he's lost more games already in his last 2 games than Jalen lost the all damn season.
Thank you.
Make sure y'all print that too. Tweet that.
Thank you.
Tweet that,
motherfuckers. Thank you. That's the only point I'm gonna make about this game. I guess Dallas has a chance to get the number 1 seed now. I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think the Eagles gotta lose and they gotta win.
Yeah, so is Jalen Hurts playing this week or are they holding him out?
He should be because I think the last 2 weeks he was questionable. So and because I think this game has so many implications, I think he'll be back. I'm pretty sure he'll be back for
this.
Who
they got this week?
Rest him.
Who?
I said, who do they have this week?
Eagles,
let me see.
Giants.
Yep.
Giants. And,
well, Dable said he ain't resting his players. So if you can get a big lead by like halftime, have them come out maybe.
I'm mad they made the playoffs too. Don't nobody want to see them niggas.
Who, the Giants?
I mean, who knows?
They've been getting beat. They've been getting beat on lately.
That's just an easy practice game. Whoever played them for.
Hey, any given day in the NFL.
Yeah.
Any given day. That's a whole brand new season at playoff time. Really? So I'm not saying the Giants gonna run the table or nothing like that, but we done seen crazy shit happen in the playoffs.
You know what? I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you tomorrow on FaceTime, and I want you to tell these silly ass motherfuckers up here that who think they gonna make a run in the damn playoffs.
I'm not saying that.
Why?
I'm just saying we done seen crazy shit happen in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying. They could upset a team. I'm not saying they're gonna make a run. They ain't got enough.
I thought you was my friend.
No.
Hey,
no.
Hey, let me ask y'all this. Hey, if y'all NFL head coach, right? How do you not know that you could potentially be eliminated from the playoffs if you don't win said game?
Who said Dennis Allen?
Well, that shouldn't matter anyway, technically.
No, Ron Rivera.
Oh,
yeah, he did not know that he could have been
we
eliminated.
ain't even on that game. Yeah, I got some thoughts on
that. I just had to think about it. Like, it just popped in my head. Like, how stupid do you have to be?
You know how I feel about Dennis Allen, boy. I thought it was Dennis Allen who said that, boy. I was about to get in his head.
No, Dennis. I think with that win, Dennis Allen secured his job for another year. With that win, I don't think he's getting fired.
Boo.
I know.
Well, I think the Saints are already above what you was trying to give them and how you was trying to talk. And the fact that the Saints were able to pull out 7 wins already and potentially 8 with all the spit you was talking, and these nigga ain't had none of his weapons all year, shows that the Saints actually had the potential that I was telling you that they had. And Ragu even pulled off of it. He was with you that day, but after you left, he was talking again, and he said that he wanted to pull off of his the prediction he gave when you was on the show talking at Dennis Allen spit, and he also felt like these niggas could get in that 9-10 win range, which they almost did without all their weapons. So
fuck Dennis Allen.
I don't care how bad you claiming Dennis Allen is. When you got certain talent like that, it is possible for you to get carried.
Yeah, you'll see next year.
I want to talk.
Yeah, we sure will, and I think the Saints. I think they in cap hell if I'm not mistaken, but tweak some stuff around. Michael Thomas, that nigga's done to me. Like, this nigga's always hurt, bro. Like,
he been done,
always hurt, bro. And I hate to say,
I don't understand why they ain't
have high school. That's my error. Like, I mess with Michael Thomas, bro, but come on, bro. Like, you becoming the Anthony Davis of football, bro. You really is, bro.
Yeah, chill.
He was on your Hall of Fame career.
Dominate.
All right. Colts and Giants. Are we skipping this too? It looks like it's a lot of skips this week.
Nah, hold on. I'm not gonna lie. Did anybody see that shit with Kayvon Thibodeau? So what y'all think? Did y'all think he saw him and knew, or he didn't know? Because for me, I'm not gonna cap. I ain't gonna lie, partner. It kinda, bro. At some point, you had to know, bro. Like at some point. What y'all think? How y'all feel about it?
Oh my nigga.
I mean, he say he ain't seen him, so I'm gonna have to take his word for it. That's what he say. That's what he say.
I'm with you there, my brother. Brother Coop.
All right, next game. The Colts is garbage. But I just want to say, before we skip this game, I just want to say this. Jeff Saturday is now 1-6, proving that he's a garbage head coach, as we all thought. But it's just amazing that Josh McDaniels is even worse coach than he is because he blew a lead to this fucker.
And that's amazing. The one game he got after he said y'all was trash. That's some gangster spit, bro. That's some gangster spit from Saturday.
He doesn't win another game this season.
And he blew a 33-0 lead after,
he blew a 33-point lead.
What was they thinking even hiring him though?
He didn't deserve that shit. He hired his friend from the poker table. Hey, bro, you want to come coach for me?
I still stand on what I said about Saturday, though. If you played in the league, nigga, that experience should count for something. We see NBA coaches all the time stop playing and immediately get a job. You don't need no damn, I have to have some type of coaching at some point. Nigga, the fact that you was an all-pro player in the NFL at any point in time makes you qualified. But he wasn't the man for the job. He's not good. But I don't want that to be a precedent going forth that just because you don't have no coaching experience, but you do got playing experience, you not qualified.
No, he had coaching experience. He coached at his local high school.
Well, no NFL. Well, no NFL.
That don't really count.
That's what people was crying about.
He was garbage there.
Damn, that's Lombardi.
No,
because I saw. No, my bad. No, because somebody was like, "Well, Vince Lombardi coached at a high school. He was head coach before he became an NFL head coach." I was like, dude, he was also a coordinator for the New York Giants on the championship New York Giants team, with your dumb selves. Bro, that staff was crazy, bro. That championship Giants team had Tom Landry and Vince Lombardi as the two coordinators. Like, come on now. Like, Jeff Saturday coached his local high school team and then got on ESPN talking at ESPN stuff, and then he a head coach because, well, he used to be a former coach. Like, screw that, bro. What about D'Amico Ryan? What about Eric Bieniemy, bro? These guys who've been climbing up the ranks and stuff. Yes.
But anyway, so this,
like my thing is, it's just crazy, but like, please fire Josh McDaniels. Like, I just don't understand.
That nigga ain't going nowhere, bro. You might as well buckle up one more season.
Like, he gonna be there for the next 4 years. Watch.
This is the only win this fucker has. Like,
and hey JC, when we gonna talk to Ragu?
As far as how it looks right now, I think the next realistic shot to get him would either be right before playoffs or our Super Bowl preview.
I have something to say about those 12 wins he predicted.
12? You mean 14?
14, 15, 17. He did say 17.
He said 13 or bust.
Ooh. I want to talk to him about that.
Well, if we didn't blow 6 leads, we would have been on par for that. Fucking Josh McDaniels. G shit.
That make it worse, nigga.
That's the thing that makes it so bad. If we just took care of them, those were all winnable games. We were up by 2 score or more in all of those.
But
games.
no, Isaiah, it's you don't think it's saying a lot to hear me say, to me complaining at you. You have one of the top defenses on your roster, right? Your fantasy roster. And I told you crazy as hell for starting them on your offense. So clearly I see that there's something there. You feel me? Like, y'all definitely had the potential to do what y'all were talking about. I just personally didn't see it because every time a team gets super overhyped and niggas try to make a super team in the NFL, for some reason it seems like the split never works. I remember when Odell went over there with Landry and all that.
I know niggas not talking. I know an LA Rams fan is not talking about a super team.
You misunderstanding what I'm saying, bro. You misunderstand what I'm saying.
No.
Usually in the off season.
No. How you mute this nigga? Because it's my turn. Fuck that. Are you serious? You talking to me about super teams as a Rams and Lakers fan, as well as I'm a Lakers fan, and you're a Dodgers fan too? We know about fucking super teams. I don't want to hear that bullshit.
Is that all you heard? Was super teams?
No. That's all he heard, bro. That's all he heard. He dismissed everything else.
Stop. Yeah, I'm dismissing all that bullshit. That was pure bullshit.
Okay, well, my point was proven again.
I don't give a fuck about
my point was proven again.
No.
Y'all got nowhere near 13.
No, we got nowhere near 13. Motherfucker, if we would have took care of the fucking winnable game when we were up 2 scores or more, we would have 12 wins right now.
Okay, coulda, woulda, if Smith, nigga.
We would have been going in the
If my auntie had a dick, she'd be my uncle, nigga.
Going up for 1 seed. It's Josh McDaniels. He is the problem. He's the common denominator. He needs to go. Car's already out.
This nigga is going way off. This nigga is going way off par. This nigga is going way off par.
No.
Way off par. What I'm saying is when the media overhypes these teams because they get a couple superstars to come over there and they do that with all summer, like, oh yeah, they for sure going to the Super Bowl or at least AFC or NFC championship. Usually them teams don't end up doing what they project them to do that immediate season.
Who said AFC championship in the media? Who said AFC championship in the media?
You said what?
Who said AFC championship in the media?
In the media?
Yeah, who in the media said AFC championship for the
mean, I'd have to go back and look to who specifically said it, but they for sure had the Raiders in that realm for sure. They had for the Chiefs, nigga. Well, I don't recall that.
I don't remember they had the whole AFC West in that ring, bro. Everybody thought the AFC
I remember West. I recall them saying the AFC West would be a bloodbath and that possibly all the teams could make the playoffs. I recall that, but I don't recall anybody saying them over the Chiefs. And if they did, they're delusional. You recall me saying
I literally just seen the other day they had a AFC West ranking of the Raiders at number 2 and the Chiefs at number 3. I just seen that the other day.
Hold on.
I think Eugene said that.
You're gonna have to show me that. But what did I say on this show?
Now all of a sudden nobody had the Raiders. Nobody had the Raiders going up like that. Y'all hear this nigga, bro?
Nigga, but I'm about to negate all that shit. You can watch every fucking episode because I still said that the championship still runs through Kansas City until proven.
Oh, okay. You're going specifically to Kansas City now. I'm talking about how everybody was gassing the Raiders, period, though.
Who is everybody?
The media, you and Ragu, Eugene, Tyrell. What are we talking about?
Like I said,
damn near everybody that came to this show.
Like I said, give me the tape. Hold on, I know what I said. But give me the tape on the other media niggas who said this shit.
Okay, I'm gonna look spit up from the off season that summer, and I'm gonna send you the spit of niggas gassing the Raiders.
That's fine.
It didn't come from nowhere, bro. Niggas was for sure gassing the Raiders. Just like a few years ago when OBJ first got to the Browns and everybody was gassing them niggas and them niggas didn't do split that first year. Every time I've seen that, niggas end up not doing split. This nigga tired.
Bro, it was the only time in NFL history they gassed the Browns like that, bro.
But
me believing.
But my thing is, no, hold on, Tyrell. My thing is, but when
1%.
When he get a super team,
I was like,
what off season did we have a super team, Isaiah? What off season did we come in with a super team?
The one you won a Super Bowl.
What was the super team? Hold on. What was the super team that summer?
What are you talking about?
What was the super team?
The Rams? Are we dead ass?
In the off season. I'm not talking about in the middle of the season with trades and pickups.
No, they
that off season, what super team did we have?
No. Because as soon as y'all got Stafford, they was ready to come y'all with the championship all right then and there.
Are we serious?
No, they wasn't.
Yeah, they wasn't. Oh, now
hold on, wait, hold on. So when Stafford
Rams fans, yes, but now you talking about the media? Hell, nobody was talking about the Rams like that. Niggas was talking about the Bucks and the Packers, bro, and the NFC. That's what niggas was talking about. They was not having the Rams up there.
But hold on,
okay, you talking about with me with clips, nigga? Isaiah, I want you to show me some clips from last summer where niggas had the Rams as crowned as possibly winning the Super Bowl. Niggas was talking about the Bucks and the Packers, nigga. That's what they was talking about.
That's crazy.
Even coming up to the playoffs, niggas was still talking about them two teams. Nigga, the Bucks was favored in it when we played them, and they was hurt.
That's crazy.
The Bucks was hurt, and they was still favored in Vegas. That what was that? The division was that divisional round or second round?
That's crazy.
And the Bucks was still favored it. So explain how we, and that's after we had all them pieces you talking about.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's bro. Crazy. Like that. The facts is the fact, bro. That's what was there.
Crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Continue.
Yeah, niggas. Niggas didn't have us as no ever super.
Niggas want to get delusional in this bitch. Next game.
I just want to know who said that in the media. I know Rams fans probably was,
of course us, because we was happy golf was gone.
I'm not finna argue. I'll pull up my proof. I'm not finna argue. I'll pull up my proof. Just like I want proof that what he said. If he pulls up proof, I'll apologize.
Bro, I was on Marvin podcast and he literally asked me how I thought the Rams was gonna do, bro.
God, pull it up.
I literally did a podcast with Marvin that summer, bro. I wasn't on there talking a whole bunch of spit. We got a super team. I was scared to say we was gonna get 10, 11 wins.
Okay, JC, but did I not say the championship still runs through Kansas City? Did I not say that?
I never said you didn't say that. So why are you bringing that up?
Okay, then did I? The only tea I was drinking is saying that these motherfuckers. I said Carr needs to get to the playoffs and make a run, and that's why I said he. No.
Isaiah, there's two teams that make the AFC Championship, bro. You had the Raiders as one of those.
Because I said AFC. Did I not say that this needs to be the year that Carr makes a run because he has all the pieces that he needs? Correct. I didn't say
correct. That? You did.
So I said AFC Championship or bust. That's what I was saying. I said, I don't care if you lose that game, but you need to make a run this year, or we need to part ways. I don't like the way the Raiders handled it, but it was time to part ways, in my opinion.
Broncos and Chiefs. Do we care about that at this point?
Yeah, we care about that. Russell finally woke up a little bit.
Finally woke up.
He had some good plays during that game. They was in the game.
Yeah, because
am I mistaken?
When he played them the first time too,
he started using them legs again. Finally,
I'm not saying he was back to old Russell Wilson, and that the Broncos is now reborn since Nathaniel Hackett fired. There's still some.
I just wonder if he plays this bad next season, who the scapegoat gonna be this time.
Thank you. That will be my. Like I said, I wasn't completely putting the blame on Russ, but like I said, he needs a little bit. Like, bro, you throwing below 60%, like that's a you problem. Like, I get that you got injuries and stuff, but like at that point, like you not hitting receivers, and like when you got offensive linemen and everybody snapping, and the whole team just pissed off and stuff like that, it some of the blame has to fall on you. You are the leader, bro. Like, and he said, I wish I could have played better for him, because he knows that he has not played up to the standard that we are accustomed to of him. But Nathaniel Hackett, with that all being said, Nathaniel Hackett is trash and was the main problem. Because that first game that we saw, when that motherfucker had 3 timeouts and only got a 60-yard field goal, and you had the ball on the 40-yard line, that shit was in there.
Very embarrassing.
All right, yeah, and I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how this thing is gonna work with the Bills and Bengals trying to get that spot. And the Chiefs is firmly at number 1. It's theirs to lose. So I don't know how that's gonna work or how they gonna make it come about. But I mean, it's looking like the Chiefs is about to be king of AFC again, which would be crazy because everybody thought that Tyreek was just gonna give them this super huge drop off, and I think Mahomes then solidified, like, nigga, I'm still that MF guy, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? This will still run through me. Period.
That's why he gonna win that MVP this year.
I said as long as you guys,
Isaiah, I'll give you that. You for sure was firm on that. You never pulled off of it, like you never disrespected the Chiefs. Now the Chargers and Broncos are a different story, but you for sure them Chiefs. You put some respect on their name for sure.
But like even though even though I'll get like slightly delusional fan type, like with the Broncos and Chargers and Chiefs type shit. I do speak with facts. Like I said, with Justin Herbert, they got them one. Like I admitted that. Like that's a fact. They got them one. As long as they put a line around him, even it don't matter what weapons he really got. Like he gonna figure out a way to make them work because he's that type of quarterback. Him and Mahomes are really like those only two. Like I feel like with any type of weapons because of how dynamic a quarterback they are.
What about Rodgers, nigga?
I'm talking about currently, like Rodgers. Rodgers this year, it took him a little bit of time to get back to that mode because he's getting a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying like these niggas in prime right now, and they can use their legs a little bit more and improvise and stuff. And then on top of that, for Mahomes, he has Andy Reid, who's just as creative as damn near any coach that's out there. You know what I'm saying? Then on top of that,
think about how nasty that is.
Then on top of that, you got the best tight end in the game and possibly ever in Travis Kelce.
He do, but look, you got Juju, Mecole Hardman, Stanley, and who was the other one? Like
Tony.
Who else?
Tony, the nigga they got from the Giants.
Oh yeah, Kadarius.
Oh yeah, Tony. Yeah, he ended up coming. That's your receiver core that niggas is supposed to like. If that was anybody else, bro, that had that receiver core, you know how many excuses they would be getting. Like, look at his receiver core, but you don't hear that because Mahomes makes them look average. Like, not even, you know what I'm saying? Not even like great or good, and he just makes them look average. He makes them look better than what they would be in any other position.
Well, you have to also give credit, like I said, you have to give credit to Andy Reid.
Andy Reid as well, yeah, for sure. One of the greatest offensive systems in NFL history, for sure. I remember I was saying that when he was on the Eagles.
Like even still, like even with Alex Smith, he made Alex Smith look. I'm not gonna say elite, but pretty good. Yeah. Like
no, he has some elite moments though.
Yeah, elite moments. I'm saying, but like we knew, like everybody said, like Alex Smith probably ain't gonna get him over that hump. And then once he saw Mahomes, his golden boy, he took that chance and said, "Oh yeah, this it." And we saw his first season starting. That motherfucker threw 50 touchdowns, and he talking about he couldn't even read defenses. So that in part, that's also Andy Reid getting his receivers open. Like I said, Juju ain't terrible, but I wouldn't want him. Like we said, if that was somebody else receiving core, like Trevor Lawrence or Derek Carr or
they be getting all type of
or Justin Fields,
sympathy,
full of sympathy,
hell of excuses.
But he knows what they do so well. He knows Mecole Hardman he can fly, so he knows send him on like some type of deep route, make the safety stay honest. He knows if you get Kadarius open in space, he can make somebody miss and possibly pop one. And you know Travis Kelce can do everything, and Juju can catch some deep routes, that mid-range type of guy. Andy Reid is just off the charts. Patrick Mahomes off the charts. Travis Kelce off the charts. It's crazy. Like they're not a defensive team, but because they are so good on offense, they make their defense even look good. Because other teams cannot keep up with that shootout. You just cannot.
Yeah. You cannot. That's one quarterback you do not want to play that game with. You're gonna lose that every time. Do not play that game with him.
The only time we've seen it, like in a true shootout, like somebody beat Mahomes, is
the Rams.
The Rams.
That was it.
That bit took a historical.
And look what that took. We was capped after that.
What did Jared Goff have? Like, Jared Goff had like 400 yards, and Todd Gurley had like damn near 200 and like 2 touchdowns or something like that.
Nigga, I think Kareem went stupid. I think he had over 100. Like
that was a good ass game.
That was historic.
That was a good game.
I think that was like the second or third highest NFL game, highest scoring game ever, or something like that. Like,
what was it, like 51-48 or something like that?
Something crazy.
It was.
It might have been more than that. It might have been over 100. It might have been like 54, 51, some split like that.
Yeah,
probably.
The thing about Mahomes, like, it's just crazy. Like, he'll go down and score. Like, let's say they get ball first, and he wants to get in the shootout. He'll go down and score You come down and score. He don't even look at his defense like they don't. The defense don't even get dejected. Them boys know Mahomes finna go out there and get another one, and another one, and another one, however many that they need to win the game. And that's, I ain't gonna lie, I'm jealous.
Hold on real quick, Isaiah. Mahomes, so I was right. The score was 54-51. Mahomes had 478 passing yards, 6 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt, 70 yards. Tyreek Hill, 10 catches for 215 with 2 touchdowns. Kelsey, 10 catches, $120 with a touchdown. Conley, 7 catches, 74 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt, 3 catches, 41 yards for another touchdown. Then we got Jared Goff, 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Surprisingly, Gurley only had 55 yards that game in rushing. But Brandon Cooks, 8 catches for $100.
Oh, he was the one.
Reynolds had 6 catches, 80 yards with a touchdown. Robert Woods, 4 catches. That's Marvin Boy. 4 catches, 70 yards with a touchdown. Higbee, 6 catches for 60 yards. Like that, yeah. That game was ridiculous, bro. That was video type spit.
That was like Super Bowl prediction.
They have a movie called a movie on Paramount Plus called Fantasy Football, and basically like the girl controls her dad with the controller.
I think that's
what the shit was.
I was one of them.
Like it looked like 2 kids was just playing Madden on rookie and just like going arcade mode on that shit, like because it was crazy.
And that wasn't even including a couple pick sixes that niggas had on both ends. Because I remember it was Mahomes threw at least one of them. It might have been 2, but I remember for sure he threw 1.
That shit was crazy. That was, but boy, I wish I could.
Because I remember I saved that game because I remember that was that weekend of Thanksgiving, and them games was born, and I watched that game on Thanksgiving.
Bro, I remember it was a bunch of fires in LA that weekend, bro. They might have even been talking about it on the broadcast, but like freeways was crazy. It was a lot of bullshit going on at that time, bro. We needed that game. I remember that vividly. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that was our Super Bowl year.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to go to the Super Bowl. The Chiefs.
I really wish I could go back and rewatch that game for the first time. Like,
it's on YouTube.
It's front and center.
No, I'm saying watch it like
that live feeling. That game was man. And then imagine me as a Rams fan, bro. Imagine how my heart was racing like the whole time. And then we actually pulled it out, nigga. I was pumped up.
But my thing is, bro, like, I'm about to cry because, like, bro, I got to deal with Mahomes for, like, the next 10, 15 years.
Damn.
Like, I don't think y'all understand that, bro. Like,
yeah, that's effed up. He specifically has to deal with this nigga twice a year, every year. Like,
at the very least.
That's tough.
My condolences.
At least the Chargers got somebody to fight back with. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least they could at least pinch the nigga or something. Y'all need to get somebody to fight back, man. The Broncos tried. That's what didn't work out too good. Y'all got to find somebody to fight back, man. And y'all situation, y'all definitely need to get a quarterback, bro. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't even know. Like, I'm just thinking about, like, who in the draft is coming up or coming up here soon.
Nobody.
Like,
not this one.
Exactly. Like on that level, like that we know for a fact, like, all right, he one of those.
Right.
Bryce Young is not it, so no, ain't no good quarterbacks coming. Next game, I guess.
So he coming back. I guess I'll warm up my food while this nigga coming back. Oh, well, I'll be right here.
So we got
bring me a plate too.
All right. So next we got Bears and Lions. The reason I guess the only thing I can say about this, because the Lions is they turning up right now. Goff is playing some of the best football I've seen him play since that season we was just speaking of. And that's with all the spit I done talked about him. But clearly you can see when he got weapons, he's a game manager. He's like another Garoppolo. Like, you know what I'm saying? You give him the right pieces.
But my thing is this though: can he keep that up?
Can Goff keep it up? You know what my answer would be. Don't ask me
that. But the thing is this too. I wanted the Lions to go to the playoffs though.
That's one of the things. Like, I don't know what I got right, what I got wrong in that prediction episode. But me having the Lions as my sleeper is one of the ones that's looking like it's finna strike gold. That's why I'm rooting for them to beat the Packers next week, because that was my sleeper team.
I hope they beat the Packers for real.
And Tyrell said I was smoking dope for that. I wish he was here, but he said I was smoking dope for that. But like I said, we're gonna do that episode where we go over the predictions for.
I want to laugh.
Yeah, that's gonna be
him a good Eugene said 12-4 for the Browns too.
But yeah, Saint Brown is he's looking like one of them ones. The rookie he still needs some time.
But they got a nice little two-headed monster with the running back game too, though.
Yeah, with Swift and Jamal Williams.
Yeah, because Jamal Williams was leading the league in touchdowns at one point.
He was.
And
surprising.
Then you got DeAndre Swift coming off that injury. They looking good. Then you got what's his name, boy, Chark.
Yeah, that's one of the. They looking better than that Browns backfield right now. That's supposed to be the best.
Man, that ain't. Listen, what did they say? They tried to say 3-headed monster. Kareem Hunt ain't doing nothing. Chubbs. I mean, Chubbs is Chubbs, though. I get you. I can't never knock Chubbs. Chubbs is Chubbs. But for you to be like, we got a 3-headed monster, this and that, I was like, dude, please. Y'all say this shit every year, man. Cut it out. You're making yourself look dumb. So you make yourselves look silly, man. Cut it out, man.
I think you know what, Marvin? I think you saying will he keep it up? I think that question will be answered in this next Packers game. Either Goff is going to turn into that golf, or he going to turn into golf. Like, we going to see.
But you know what, though, JC? That will be one of the games I will be watching Sunday.
But you know what? Let me not completely spit on Goff. Goff, I remember when.
Go ahead, because he left a bad taste to y'all.
I remember. Yeah, it's just because of how it ended. Like, I won a Super Bowl now, so I can actually feel a little better. Right. So I remember when we played the Seahawks. I believe it was. I don't remember if it was 20 or 21. 21 playoffs. Because I remember that was when I caught COVID. I remember when he played the Seahawks, and he wasn't supposed to play that game because he had a broken thumb. And Wolford was supposed to be our starting quarterback, which we were comfortable with because at that point we felt like we need something. Like Goff there or not didn't make a difference. But Wolford caught that concussion on one of the first plays of the game, running this split, and Goff had to come in with his broken finger, and he let us pass the Seahawks. He let us pass the Seahawks that day, and that was when we ended up. I mean, the only thing that sucked was Donald got hurt that game, which showed in our next game with the Packers. It hurt us a lot, even though we still put a fight up. But I feel like if Donald's even 80% of himself, I feel like we could have got past that. But I got to credit Goff for, he did get us past that that wild card round. I got to give him that.
Yeah, I credit him on a few things, but it's some games like that Super Bowl. They could have beat the Patriots, man.
Yeah, we should have.
They could have beat the Patriots. And that one game I betted on a couple years back when they played the Ravens.
Ooh, I was at that game.
You was at that game?
I was at that game. Yep. I remember everybody walking out the stadium saying, "Get rid of this nigga."
That game pissed me off, man.
I remember that vividly. That was at the college. We were still at the Coliseum at the time. SoFi wasn't even up yet.
Man, that was his MVP season too, and I was like, man, that nigga ain't no MVP. Yep. Shut that nigga down.
Beat the dog spit out of us. I remember that.
Yeah. I'll never forget that game, bro.
Andrews went off for like 3 touchdowns or something like that?
No, we talking about Lamar Jackson when he played the Rams a few years ago.
Lamar, I know, this was like 2018. I know, is that the game?
Yeah. I mean, I know Lamar had like 4 or 5 touchdowns. I remember that.
I think 2 of them was like to Andrews, the tight end.
It might have been.
Because that was when
that
we
was
figured
like
out
coming out party. Like
Yeah, that's what we figured out.
Push up into that upper echelon of tight end.
Yep,
I remember.
Because he was on my fantasy team.
So now we're gonna go to this bozo team. We got the Browns against the Commando Redskin Communist Party, whatever the F they name is.
So the Browns pretty much beat it.
It's crazy how these niggas is winning. These niggas is actually like they about to get my prediction and wins, but not for the reason I thought. Like Deshaun actually getting carried to the wins. I thought Brissett was gonna be the one to get carried to the wins. But Isaiah might have said it. Maybe they got a different energy with Watson than they did when Brissett was playing quarterback. It's like, okay, we got our guy here now. And Watson wasn't looking too bad. He got a few touchdowns that game. So
shout out to Watson because he finally threw that bitch to Amari Cooper second half. First half, I was about to be in this deal. Like, motherfucker, what you got going on?
Listen here. I'm hating.
I think next season, bro, like, man, I'm standing firm on my take. No. I really think these niggas, think they got that potential, bro.
Don't do that, bro.
I think they got
that. I'm hating. I'm hating right now. I can't give it to a team who beat Carson Wentz. Fuck that. No, I can't do it. Bro.
I just feel like with whatever they add this summer,
you beat Carson Wentz.
And Watson getting these 4-5 games of reps in. I see them as being one of the top teams in the AFC next year, bro.
No, my nigga. No. Carson Wentz his ass. Like this
Carson Wentz.
Speaking of that, Rivera, that is one of the most dumbest, worst, idiotic decisions you could ever make to bench the quarterback who even got you in the place to where you're fighting for a playoff spot. And you bench him for Carson Wentz, who was never playing at no point in time in this season, giving you any type of hope that you have your guy. And then you put him in a playoff aspiration game. Like you didn't see what the hell just happened when he played the Jags last year, when they needed to take care of a game that the Jags, it would have benefited them to lose. He still lost the game.
Thank you.
Preaching.
So that's what I'm saying.
So I will never understand that I don't know what the thought process in that was. I don't get it. Like I don't know if he threw it on purpose. I don't know what but I think that's dirty how he did Heineke, bro. Yeah, and I said it last week, Isaiah. He didn't throw no picks, but I said, nigga, like them first 4-5 throws, like 3 of them spits looked like they should have got picked off. And what happened this week? He actually was getting picked the F off.
Yes.
That nigga is dog water, and I'm pissed off that they did my boy Heineke like that. And also affecting my boy Scary Terry, because he makes him look very below average when he's playing with Wentz. Like it's ridiculous, bro. Like what is it gonna take for y'all to get that this man ain't it?
He's not it. That's what I'm saying. I can't get the Browns full credit for that. You beat up a garbage ass Wentz. That's what I'm saying. You beat up a garbage Wentz. I'm not gonna. And your defense actually looked decent for once. Of course, like I said, because you're playing Carson Wentz.
I'm not even gonna cap that shit. I don't know what the fuck happened. That motherfucker threw the game. He legit threw the game.
He got to. He had to have, bro. Just like he tried to do a couple years ago with Jalen. But the NFL had to investigate them niggas, and they was purposely taking niggas out and all that.
You know what? But what they say, there's no honor amongst thieves. Him and Dan Snyder, bitch ass, are both homemade ass niggas who do homemade niggas. And that's what they're doing right now.
It kind of hits me a little bit, though, because even though I'm not a Redskin fan, that's my family roots. You feel me? Moms and all them from DC, they was Redskin fans all my life. I don't know how I didn't jump on that for whatever reason. I guess because I wasn't into football like that. But that's my roots, bro. So I do kind of got a soft spot for them. So it sucks. It sucks to see such great fans get treated like this. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they don't deserve this, bro. Like Redskin fans is ride or die.
They really are.
Yeah, and I only got 2. And that's like Clinton Portis and Sean Taylor. Them was like my favorite Redskins to watch.
Portis was my dog for sure. He was on the Broncos.
And of course, like I said, RP Sean Taylor, one of the best safeties I've seen. And that's the only reason why I got respect for the Redskins. And now they changing their name to the football team and Commanders and shit.
We don't even know what these niggas' name is, bro.
Called them the Commodores at one
That's why I do. That's why I do that to them every week. Get a real name, nigga.
Y'all a singing group, man. Y'all ain't no fucking football team.
Washington fans wasn't even rolling with that name. They ain't rolling with that logo. They still wearing their Redskin gear. Ain't nobody effing with that.
Oh man, we almost choked on the cornbread.
But like you said, Isaiah, man, for Scary Terry to be that talented and not have a quarterback, and Taylor was, that's what I'm saying. Taylor was making him.
Bro, something told me to start Ayuk over Scary Terry, bro. And not because of Terry, but because of that bum number 2, bro. Because of that bum right there.
Why you didn't do that? As soon as I would have saw when it started, I would have took any.
And isn't that crazy to think about, though? I'm far more comfortable with Heineke as a starting quarterback than I am Carson Wentz. That's crazy. That's crazy to think, bro.
He's not irrelevant.
Like I start Terry with confidence when Heineke out there. That's what got me through my playoffs.
Because, like, bro, with certain backup quarterbacks like your Ryan Fitzpatrick's, no, not him, but like those guys who
was him?
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
I was about to kind of give it to Mike Glennon because he had one moment, but all his other moments he failed. So I was like, nah, you only got 1 out of like 10. But like I'd say even maybe like Nick Foles. There we go, Nick Foles. Okay. During that Eagles run, only during that Eagles run. Let me make that clear.
Yeah, that boy been terrible since.
Yes, he has.
Who can come in and step in and just be like, they don't think about, they think about the what if, but they think about what could be, not what could not happen. You understand what I'm saying? Like they don't think about, oh, what if it get picked off? They think about, what if he does make this catch? Why I throw it to him one-on-one? I'm going to trust my receiver. I don't give a fuck. Because the worst thing that's going to happen is I'm going right back to the bench and, oh, well, I was already there to start with. So that's what Taylor Heineke does. I don't know what Carson Wentz thinks about when he's in the pocket. I couldn't tell you. It's terrible. Like, if we real deal want to get into it, like, at this point, Scary Terry's in the situation of D-Hop. Before he had got Watson, where he had to deal with Brock Osweiler, old Matt Shaw, just rotating quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Garbage quarterbacks. I'm not saying Taylor Heineke is absolute shit because he's better than damn Carson Wentz, but not
even when ESPN was interviewing him though about it, like I could tell, like he had to say the politically correct thing, but I could tell, like when they asked him about Heineke versus Wentz, you could tell he was just naturally more enthusiastic speaking about Heineke out there versus Wentz being out there with him, or if Wentz comes back or starts. Like you can just tell the difference in energy. Sometimes you say a lot by not saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if your number one receiver feels like that, bro, you gotta take care of him, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That should be the number one priority, bro. He means more than any quarterback than you guys have had, because that's pretty much only bright spot you've really had on offense for God knows how long.
Let me ask y'all this. Who would you say, okay, so when Wentz starts, we obviously are not saying Scary Terry is even close to the top 10 wide receiver.
He ain't even Scary Terry no more when Wentz is out there.
He's just Terry.
What's the full government name for Terry? Because Terrenold or some shit? I don't even know. But
Terrence. Call him Terrence.
Yeah, Terrence. There we go. Terrence. He's Terrence when he got Wentz out there. But with Taylor Heineke, he's Scary Terry. That nigga, he really got like damn near the same numbers as AJ Brown. He just say worst quarterback. So that means he's in that top 10 conversation.
Easily, so bro. I dare somebody to name 10 over him. I dare somebody.
When he has a quarterback that will throw him the fucking ball and get him the fucking football, he's Scary Terry.
Man, you put that nigga on one of them Bengals or Rams or even Raiders, because you see what Allen was doing. Like, you put him on any of them type of teams. He ain't got to be a great quarterback. Just give that man a decent quarterback. That man is getting you 12 to 1,300.
At this point, I'm convinced that Stidham would be a better option than. Well, I'm not convinced. I know Stidham is a better option than Carson Wentz at this point. That's how bad this shit is.
And like I said last week, bro. I'm not talking about talent. But I dare y'all to name 3 quarterbacks in the league that got more guts and heart than Taylor Heinicke. I dare y'all.
There's no I can name for real.
That boy is one of the most fearless quarterbacks that I see out there, boy. Like
the reason why I say that,
I don't understand that.
He ain't scared to take no hit either.
Exactly.
That boy will let that thing flame, boy. That's something that used to like y'all quiet as kept. That's something that used to piss me off with Goff. Because he used to be so damn scared because of how he would get flamed up. Because, I mean, I'm sure McVay didn't make him feel the most comfortable, but because he'd get fired up when he would make all them damn mistakes. So it made him more timid. Heinicke ain't got no fear in his blood, veins, nothing. He's letting it fly. Has nothing to lose mentality, bro.
Did y'all see Taylor? Man, Taylor a big boy, though. He like a big country-ass white boy, man.
Oh,
Taylor
yeah.
Heinicke's a big dude.
Yeah. Yeah,
but that's what I was
tough as nails.
I was saying that last week too, JC. I think he can be a starter for real. I think he can be though. I mean, I think
he's a good starter until you find your quarterback. That's what I think. I think he's a good starter until like if there's no other available options, I feel like you could roll with that and be comfortable.
If
I
they would have started
Heinicke 10, 11 wins,
if they would have started Heinicke the whole year, they would have been in the playoffs.
I agree. I agree. 100%. They would have barely slid in there, but they would have been in there. Just like he did a couple years ago.
And I think they would have made it a wild card too. They would have made it out of the wild card because their defense is coming up.
Their defense is there. Their defense is there.
You got Gibson and Robinson.
I think he got some promise. You can use Gibson in the catch game. Like, I think they got some pieces to be able to do something. Like they just need that quarterback. I think if they get that quarterback, it'll give them a clear vision of the little things that they do need to fix. And I think
they kind of got one
contending team for sure.
Right, because
they kind of got one, but Riverboat Ron out here point shaving.
That's true. Because, like you said, Scary Terry is definitely a top 10 receiver.
Easily.
And Curtis Samuel was a nice slot receiver. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
They got some weapons.
Yeah, I thought that was a great addition. I thought that was a very underrated pickup in the offseason, for sure. That was a very underrated pickup.
I didn't realize how.
And I thought Wentz would be better than what he was. Like, well, at least he got a couple options. I feel like you put Wentz on the Eagles right now, these niggas is fighting for playoffs at best.
Oh yeah,
they would.
Oh yeah,
at best, even with all them weapons.
That's
how bad he's gotten, bro. And this team, you could argue this team is offensively way more talented than that one that they had in 2017.
Oh,
I agree with that one.
By far, they got better receivers. They got way better receivers on that team. That team in 2017 was built purely on defense. And
Miles Sanders. They got a nice running. They got a better running back too with Miles Sanders.
No.
And their defense is way better. So I
wish they utilized him a little more. But yeah, you're right.
They should. They should. And that defense is way too scary for real. So there's no reason.
These niggas, the Eagles, these niggas that have 4 running backs and really use all 4 running backs. Like, I don't know what that's.
But what people don't realize is they haven't had to use Miles Sanders all year, which is technically a good thing. He's fresh.
It's a good thing.
He's fresh. That's
so he's gonna turn up in the playoffs.
That's true. That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point.
We all know it's January now. It's cold. I know it's cold.
Defense is going to be different. Yeah,
I know it's cold. You got to run the football now, baby. And now Miles Sanders is fresh while everybody else.
And niggas ain't even gonna know what to do because it's like we've been so worried about number 11 and number 6. What's Smith 6 number 6.
Yep.
And you forgot about Dallas Goedert in the
and Goddard. Yep.
But Goddard is that scary.
And then you got Watkins speed over the top. Like, I know he's not that guy, but you still have to respect that speed though.
Yeah,
like, you can't get too comfortable with that because he F around and be way out there somewhere. You'd be like, damn, 60-yard bomb.
There you go.
He just gotta catch it though. Effing bomb.
This is how bad. Like you said, like this
drop
team.
Cop Watkins.
Man,
it's bad. He's so fucking bad.
I ain't never seen a nigga so open but drop the damn pass. Like,
me neither, man.
What type of nigga is you?
He's so
he be hearing the footsteps.
Like, I confidently believe that if he was on this Eagles team, like you said, they would be fighting for playoff spot. But if I was at QB, I know I could lead them to 11 wins. I know I could. This motherfucker would have them fighting for 8-9 wins
right now.
That's sad. That's sad, man.
It is. Sad. It really is.
Because he is that much of a struggle, man. But him and Foles after that Super Bowl, they ain't been the same. Neither one of them have.
At least Nick Foles got the job done. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I give you that. I give you that. But Wentz helped get him there, though.
And I hate that we was the team that set that run off. People don't remember that. The Rams was the first team he played that season to get that run going. Yep.
The Rams beat them. They got them their first loss, didn't they? Because the Rams came their first loss because they was like 13-0. Then the Rams beat them.
I think we lost in the playoffs. I think we lost to the Falcons that year. No,
I'm talking about regular season when the Eagles played the Rams and beat them, lost like that losing streak. I mean that winning streak.
The first game we might have won, but the second one I think is when Foles had came in, and that was when he had beat it. He went on like some crazy winning streak, and then went to the playoffs and ran the table.
And ran through the table, yep.
Beat Brady though in the Super Bowl. Man,
he ain't got to do shit else for the rest of his career.
Man, he got to throw this card.
I said that when he won that Super Bowl. I said he ain't got to do shit. He can come back next year and be absolute dog shit, which he damn near basically was.
Still be Brady in Super Bowl. Gave the Eagles when's the last time they won? Did they win a championship before that?
That's their first Super Bowl.
Yeah, so man, as much spit as the Eagles talk, they finally got something to back something up. You know what I'm saying? They gotta always respect and praise Nick Foles.
He good in Philly forever. He good in Philly.
Yeah.
Forever. He got it the first Super
he's
Bowl.
He's like they're like Kawhi for Toronto.
Yeah.
I would look at him.
Yeah.
LeBron for Cleveland.
Yeah.
You should.
LeBron for Cleveland.
Stupid.
LeBron for Cleveland. Yes, Eugene and the cap of Cleveland. I said.
He may not be as good as those players in their respective sports, but like we said, because of what
as far as impact, of the importance to that city, I will for sure.
Still, in words of my man JC, you better put some respect on that man's name. They gotta put some respect on Super Bowl Foles, man.
I can't wait. I can't wait to get them two guys back on here.
Oh my goodness, me too.
That's a funny little combo.
I'm gonna have a field day with them.
Jags and Texans. So Trevor Lawrence went back to being dog water, but they still beat the dog spit out of the Texans.
I won't say. Hold on. Because I actually watched this game. It wasn't that he was dog water. They started blowing their ass out so fast that he didn't have to do shit, and then he threw like a worry pick where Zay legit. I saw the play. Zay Jones stopped running his route. He just stopped. And Trevor had already thrown the ball, and it's like, what the fuck is you doing? Granted, it was a risky throw already, but he didn't have to do much at all because they just started beating them so fast and so quick. He didn't have to do shit.
But you see why he stopped running that, right?
You say what?
You see why he quit running that route because.
Yeah, it was covered.
He would have got lit up.
Yeah, it was covered. He would have got lit up.
And that's I remember one of the announcers saying that when Derwin James smacked what's his name a week ago. I remember them saying that in some ways people need to start holding these quarterbacks more accountable. They have to be careful with some of these throws that they doing to put these receivers in those type of positions to where they can get effed up like that. They got to be more mindful of that as well.
Yeah, so
didn't Derwin James smack Van Jefferson like that too? Was it Van Jefferson?
I don't think so.
Was it one of the Rams receivers of the week? That Sunday night game?
That he smacked like how he did, oh boy?
Wasn't that somebody on the Rams or was it a different team?
Yeah, it might have been somebody else. The last one I remember Derwin James doing like that where I was questioning him was when he slammed Kelsey. I thought that was illegal.
I think that was it. I think that was it because that was a Sunday night game too. I think that was it. So, damn, that's crazy.
But yeah, man, this AFC picture is getting crazy, boy. I don't know who's gonna get in there. I want to see Trevor get in there though, because I want to see
Trevor gonna get in there.
I want to see if he mean that.
But you know what though? Like I said last week, Trevor gonna be there for the next few years. I think Jacksonville gonna take that division for the next few years.
Yeah. Is that because you think the division is going to be bad?
Yes, because I see the Titans falling. Texans
is Texans. No.
Yeah. Colts is where they going? They ain't going nowhere.
Colts. I would hold tight on. I would hold tight on them. I think if they keep that core together, their time is running out. They got a Super Bowl ready team, but their time is running out. But I give them at least a couple more years to fix their issues. If they don't fix it within the next couple of years, then I'll go ahead and write them off. I'm pretty sure they. I mean, Saturday wasn't named head coach, right? It was intern.
I just an intern. He
okay, so yeah, I'm sure they'll find somebody else and so find out, fix the little issues they got. Hopefully they, actually make a push. I think it's the Lamar sweepstakes this summer. Like, I think it's a lot of teams that's going to be knocking on that Baltimore door.
He needs to cut ties with the Ravens.
I think he is. I mean,
a message to me and Isaiah. Do not draft Jonathan Taylor next year.
Marvin took Taylor number one as well, right?
Yes, I did too, bro. That's why I said the message to me and you. We ain't.
You know what though? I ain't gonna lie. The number one pick in the NFL draft is a lot of pressure. It is a lot of pressure. When you really think about it, it sounds good, but then that's a lot of pressure on you because, like, how often does the number one pick actually be the best fantasy player in fantasy? It don't happen often,
Anything I've learned, the safe pick for number one pick, if you don't know, Travis Kelce.
You ain't never lied.
Just go with Travis.
You ain't never lied, boy.
Go with Travis Kelce. If you ain't got nobody else, I understand the projections, all that shit. Just go ahead.
And I'll add too. I think another safe one, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Rams fan. I think Cooper Kupp.
That's it.
I think that's another safe one.
I think it was one off this year. And for me, because I'm not sure about the quarterback situation, but before if Carr would have still been rolling with us, Devontae Adams was a safe choice. He gets touchdowns.
So a couple years ago, Adams was. I remember he did have I don't know if it was because of injuries or not, but I remember I didn't see a guaranteed 20-30 every year. Last year, yeah. I remember. If I'm not mistaken, it was
what year
you know what I'm talking about?
It's in between those years we had his 1,500-yard season, and the other year he led the league in TDs. He was dealing with injuries that year.
Okay,
ankle and turf toe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I remember one of those. So that was what always kind of put some fear in me with Adams. But then I remember last year I was like, damn, this nigga getting it seemed like 30 every night, on some what Jefferson's doing right now. It seemed like that was that nigga's numbers every night.
But yeah, I'd say those three, and now I would say Justin Jefferson is entering that conversation.
Jefferson is for sure safe. It don't matter who his quarterback is.
So those four.
What about the DeAndre Hopkins?
I think that that first round, the first round era for Hopkins is over with for now.
Yeah, it's mainly Kyler Murray, and then
I was still saying that fringe second round, maybe early third, if healthy. I could see that.
It's mainly depending on health and the connection.
What about Tyreek Hill?
Tyreek is for sure late first, early second.
Late first.
Late first, early second for sure. Tyreek, a lot of people were scared of Tyreek this year because of Tua, but I think Tyreek showed us it don't matter who his quarterback is, he's gonna make that nigga better just because of who he is. So
it's just,
and I thought he could for sure.
It's just he has a lot of boom or bust potential. A lot of games where he'll go crazy, but then there might be a game or two here where it's extreme.
But that's let's be real. That's most number one receivers. It's only maybe two that for sure every week gonna give you that 20-25 every single solitary week.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm saying. We talking about locks here. Travis Kelce's worst game was what? I think 10.3 or some shit And for a tight end, that's a great game for a tight end. If you have any other tight end,
we be struggling to get 10.
You're let's go. Nigga, Travis Kelce, you what the fuck going on, bro?
Nigga, Schultz just gave me 24, nigga, and I was through the roof, nigga. Like, I was ready to pop champagne bottles, like, and that's normal for Kelsey. You know what I'm saying? That's like, okay, Kelsey did what he was supposed to do, and then you move on to the next nigga on your team. Like,
exactly. So that's what I'm kind of getting at.
But yeah, I would say as far as like, I think that was a good bring up, Marvin. I think Jefferson and Cooper Kupp are probably like the only like lock receivers right now that like every game, you know what I'm saying? A bad day probably gonna be like 10 to 15. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
like that,
most of the time you're gonna get that 20-25.
Nobody could have anticipated that game that just happened. One catch for
yeah. Like, come on, bro.
Oh, we just
out of all times too. Like, that was crazy.
No way I would have started Jefferson.
Yeah, even looking back at it, I don't like. There's nobody who's looking at that like, damn, I should have started this nigga over Jefferson. Like, stop playing, bro. Stop playing.
Stop the cap, right?
One of my cousins right now is regretting the fact that he didn't start Adams because he was overthinking the split.
Oh no, I ain't.
He didn't start Adams, and if I'm not mistaken, he had two elite receivers. One of them was Justin Jefferson, but yeah, he was overthinking it because Adams didn't do too good the last 3 games. But I'm like, man, sometimes you just got to go off of the name and say F all of that. Like, exactly. you know who's who. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. It's the Super Bowl, so it's a little nerve-wracking, but F all that.
Yeah, because I sat up there and was looking at the games, like looking at my team and shit, and like, you know, they had projections and everything. And a couple of players on my bench were projected to do more than the players I put in. But I was like, fuck it, I got to roll with Wayne this week, bro. I got to roll with who I know is that boy on their team, and I feel like they're going to come through for me this week.
Facts.
All right, well, speaking of Adams, let's go Niners and Raiders.
It's trap game, man.
Low-key the game of the week right here.
Trap game,
Norman, you're ducking me, boy. My boy Stid.
You can't even pronounce it, nigga.
I know his name is Stidham, but I'm gonna call him Stidham because put on the show. Like talking about like how you said Taylor Heineke ain't afraid to take a hit. That boy ain't afraid to take a hit. That throw, it was Adams, I want to say, second touchdown, not the one with the fade to the corner, but where he kind of got an open space and he threw a laser kind of to him. Bro, he got lit up on that play. Like, even Devontae said he came down there congratulating him for the touchdown with blood in his mouth. He got hit so hard. And that's what impressed me about the kid. I was just like, he didn't go out there scared. He let it fly. Even though they lost.
But it's like you said, like, niggas like that, like, what do you have to lose, bro?
That's what
what do you have to lose?
That's exactly what I appreciate, bro. And like these last 3 games, like, even though we lost, like, and like I said, another blown lead once again, it was just like I said, I appreciate everything Carr has done for this organization, bro. He got us to the playoffs twice, and we hadn't even sniffed the playoffs before he even came, except for like 2002. So from 2002 all the way to 2016, we didn't sniff the playoffs. So like, I'm not finna say Carr is a terrible quarterback. I'm not finna go with that. I just feel like it was time for both of them to have a fresh start. And I kind of feel like on Sunday, that's
so you think on particular teams right now, he could still help, depending on the team.
If it's somebody like the Niners, he could easily step into that and be fine.
What about like the Jets?
He could step into that and be fine. He could lead them to the playoffs. They have a good enough defense where he could lead them to the playoffs. If he got to the playoffs with injured Darren Waller, who was out for majority of the games, didn't come back until
that's every year.
Exactly. Except for 1 year. So he did it with Renfro, Zay Jones, and I can't even remember who was our number 3 receiver at the time. Like, so if he got them with all that turmoil going on, I'm sorry, he could get the Jets to the play. I'm not saying he gonna have them running the table or nothing like that. But with that defense, and they do have a couple of weapons, he can get them to the playoffs.
McCaffrey's looking scary. McCaffrey's looking scary right now. And I don't think, it's probably not being talked about a lot because it's McCaffrey, we expect it. But as far as the aspirations for the Niners, they are looking Super Bowl ready, bro. Like, and I think that this game right here is something that Niners fans probably needed to see because they wanted to see a real test for Purdy to see, like, okay, if we get in a situation, how you gonna respond to it? And I think Niner fans should feel comfortable going into this playoff run right here. I really do.
Purdy show you that he can do a game-winning drive,
and don't let them F around and be able to sneak and get away with a bye.
Yeah, like you're absolutely right. Purdy showed some balls too. Like both of these essentially backup quarterbacks showed a lot of balls.
Because remember they were supposed to be scrambling, looking for a quarterback when when Garoppolo went down, and then like Purdy came in that next week. Like, nigga, you don't need no quarterback. What you mean?
Right. Like, saying, well, they might have to go after Baker, or they might have to go after somebody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully somebody get cut and stuff. But Brock Purdy has shown that, hey, I can do a little bit of something now. I ain't garbage.
But you know what though?
It's about knowing your role though. Like people don't acknowledge it much, but like a backup quarterback, they're becoming more and more important. Like, because something happens and you do got a Super Bowl ready roster, you know, at least you got something to supplement for that. Versus like if you the Chargers and Herbert get hurt, who you got as your backup?
Well, like you just said, that's exactly why they try to have a backup court. Like if you look at teams, you kind of realize that they kind of have similar backup quarterbacks to their starting quarterback.
Right.
Like that's a good point.
So
even the Ravens, you know what I'm saying? Because it's center quarterback. So you're right.
So you don't have to really tear up the whole script and make a new one.
Right,
like you know, there's certain things that they can't do that the other quarterback can, but they're similar in their play styles. That's what I'm saying.
Yep,
I agree with that. And in Baker's situation, he needed a good coach in his corner.
Yeah,
that's gonna keep him, you know, mentally and physically sane. McVay or Shanahan could have did that, so it could have went well either way for real. And he lucked up going to the Rams because McVay is definitely going to be that. Hey, sit your little ass down.
Is he a free agent after this year, or is he?
I don't know, JC. That's a good ass question. I don't know.
Because I do think he makes for a good backup. Not even on the funny split.
I think he will be a good backup to Stafford. He will definitely be a good backup to Stafford. And like y'all just said, similar.
And sometimes less pressure is good for quarterbacks like that, to where you don't have to worry about everything on your shoulders and spit. You know what I'm saying? Just holding it down until your guy comes back.
And what did I say, bro? Baker plays better when he's kind of counted out and not like focused, if you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
When he feels like he's been counted out, he's like, oh, okay, I gotta show these motherfuckers who I am type shit. And he usually goes out and has a decent.
And that's why I was shocked that your boy did that too, Jerry Stidham. He looked like the Auburn Jerry.
Bro, what? Who you like?
He looked like the Auburn Jerry.
You know, I follow a few Raiders pages and stuff, and like I said, I'm not saying he is on his level, but the way he was playing was Josh Allen-esque, like the rolling around, taking these hits and standing in the pocket and launching it downfield. It was like Josh Allen. Not saying he is on his level or even close.
Because the boy can throw.
Nigga, what? No.
Nah, because he made some, like, them touchdown throws that he made, they were, bro, those were, like I said, that the two Devontae Adams, the one in the corner, that was a perfect fade route. The other one,
I was just telling Norman that yesterday. I was like, man, that was a spotty dotty.
Like I said,
and Ward was right there. Like
exactly.
Spot on.
He was trying to blame it on like, our DBs ain't spit. Like, nah, I'm like, nigga, that was great coverage right there.
That's Devontae Adams. Exactly. Nice to meet you. And
I love those throws where it's like you put it in a place where nobody but your guy can go get it. Like that's
what he did with Adams, man. He put it right where he can get it.
And if, like I said, if you didn't see that other throw that he made where he rolled out the pocket and stood and kept his eyes downfield until he saw Adams open and took that hit, please just go look at it. Like they said, the video said Jarrett Stidham played like the rent was due, and that's how he played.
The couple of picks that he threw, I honestly don't even think it was his fault.
The only one, the last one was bad. The last one was
but his nigga. I mean, I'm not saying. I know the line the best, but like they ran into him, bro. So you know what I'm saying.
I agree with that.
Seen what he saw, and when I seen the replay, I saw what he saw.
I agree. I agree. That's why I said it's kind of bad. I feel like I know it wasn't an ideal situation to kind of eat a sack, but like you might kind of have to eat that one. Like, you know what I'm saying? In that kind of, you understand? Like,
I think it was like a bang bang. Like as soon as his mind told him over there, boom, like, you know what I'm saying? He was thrown off by that pressure. And that's credit to that Niners front. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Niggas is monster.
Bro, I'm not.
Yeah, Jared was just trying to make a play. That's all. He was just
like I said, exactly. Yeah, he had been.
And I definitely know you appreciate that more so than Carr, who see one nigga and be like, "Oh, I ain't about to throw that." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like my thing was like you just said, Mark, he was trying to make a play. He had been making plays all day. He had been playing great all day. He was like, "I think I can make one more." It just so happened it didn't work out. That's why I said it was kind of bad.
You can respect that, though. You know
I can respect that. I can respect
that.
So, like, bro, he. I mean, I don't know. Could Stidham be a guy who comes out of nowhere and becomes the guy? I don't know. Right now, I don't believe so. He played a great game. He has a strong arm, and he got some.
And it was perfect. He showed you a lot of stuff that you like, but you still put yourself in position for a better draft pick. So I think it works out perfect for you.
Next game gonna definitely.
But speaking of that, though, I want to ask you something, Isaiah. I was talking to Norman about this the other day because it seems like you're very infatuated with, you know, we need a lower pick so we can go after a quarterback. You don't think y'all have much bigger issues than a quarterback right now that y'all can try to address in the draft?
Because that was also the other thing I was thinking about during the season. Even though I said it's time to part ways with Carr, I was like, really, who's out there? And I was like, in my personal opinion, what you do is this draft, bro, you go after defense. You got to build up that defense.
That's more so what I was thinking. Like, why is he talking about quarterback so much? Me and Norman was just talking about that.
You need a quarterback. Like now that you basically you burned that bridge with Carr. There's no way Carr comes back next year. Like I don't see a way he comes back next year. Like this ain't just regular trade talks. Like the owners called down to the coaches and said, no, bench him. I don't care. That's what he said. That's what Mark. So it's like that bridge is burned. So that's why I'm kind of like, you kind of have to get.
But you also said you're not like, there's no like quarterback you see in this draft where you're like, okay, like I think that can really, you know what I'm saying? I think that could be the guy. So it's like, also I think you don't consider taking a year off to address something else. Like I said, like defense, maybe the line, and then
I'd be fine with that.
You know what I'm saying?
I'd be fine with that. You just have to hit, please, like
whatever it is. Yeah.
Whatever it is, you have to hit. Whatever it is, I don't care if it's another. Well, I wouldn't say go for edge first because you need somebody up there. Our defensive tackles and linebackers.
No, your front seven is fine. I think secondary is what y'all need.
Amen to that. I said that in the offseason.
What I'm saying is, besides man,
other than Rock y'all saying, it's ugly.
I get what y'all saying. We definitely need secondary, but like, bro, the front seven is not. The linebackers are abysmal. They cannot cover.
But they hurt though, bro. Like
I get that.
Remember, like with Perriman is dope.
Marv, I'm talking about when they healthy, you missing too many tackles. Like this shit is unacceptable. Like far too many tackles. That's my make. You're a linebacker. That's what.
So basically, you saying Crosby carrying y'all front seven right now?
Oh, massively, hugely. Are we? Is that a question? He's the only player. He's the only other player on our line with more than 5 sacks. He's the only player. He is the only player. You understand that? Like the only player. And Chandler Jones,
he's not even coming off the edge.
Like that's that's what like Max is coming off the edge, but like he's the only player with 5 sacks or more. The only player. And we had Chandler Jones for 12 to 13 games.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking. Like when Jones was there, he was like that. You know, that was supposed to be him. That was his job to, open up that inside.
Exactly. And it just like so we need defensive tackles, we need another edge, we need linebackers, we need everybody on defense.
That's what I was thinking. Like, and that's not to say like y'all just like the super bad team, but I just think y'all have bigger necessities. I was saying, like when we was arguing about the Colts of them having everything they need and a general manager hitting on all them picks outside of being able to get the quarterback and putting a Band-Aid on it. I'm like, man, that's a way more comfortable position to be in to where everything is damn near covered except that. Because I'm not saying it's easy to find a quarterback, but I would rather just like do everything in my power to go try to find a quarterback than sit here and try to fill 5 or 6 super necessities on my team, but I got a great quarterback.
I feel that, but JC.
But at least Isaiah is not like the cap of Cleveland and calling his front 7 garbage, though. You know what I mean?
It's that he said the worst front 7 when talent wise they probably got one of the best on paper. Like that was just ridiculous.
Like I'm not gonna say the Raiders are the worst front 7 because they've gotten much better at run defense. But as far as pass rush exclusively, we might have the worst front 7.
Because all the receivers was damn near number 1 fantasy numbers on y'all, right?
The one thing that makes it easier to cover, like, don't get me wrong, our corners are trash. Don't get me wrong. Besides, like Rock Ya-Sin has played good this season.
Yes,
but besides him, what makes it easier for corners to cover when they don't have to cover it that long? That's what makes an elite corner usually. And we're giving them their quarterbacks too much time. You have 4 or 5 seconds just sitting back there, and you can only cover for so long. Like, that's not excusing they play though, because they are garbage. That being said, the whole defense needs like a massive overhaul, except for like a couple players here and there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But JC, your point with the Colts, like I'm saying, is with the NFL, it's such a massive turnover league that when you like constantly trying to put a Band-Aid on quarterback, your team might not be the same team from last year.
By the time you get one, huh?
Exactly. Even if you got the same players from that team last year. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, we saw what happened with the Jags. They went to the AFC Championship, was plays with them beating the Patriots. They didn't the same exact team the next year, except like 1, maybe 2 players. And they went from first to worst in their division.
Wow.
That's my whole point about that, putting Band-Aids on shit and constantly putting Band-Aids on shit. Like I said, it's just
because it's like the Colts was one of my like if they would have snuck in the playoffs last year, they was one of my like dark horses that I thought could have upset some people in the playoffs last year if they would have got in there because of what they got. But I mean, clearly with
Carson Wentz as a quarterback,
I was sadly mistaken. He couldn't even sneak in. But
vastly mistaken.
That is a Super Bowl contending defense, 100% though. 100%.
I agree.
And then they turned around and added Gilmore on top of that. You know what I'm saying?
Like you just said, Gilmore ain't getting no younger. Buckner ain't getting no younger.
That's
all
true.
These players getting older.
That's true.
And the older you get, the easier it is to get hurt. And the easier it is to get hurt, more games you miss.
Yeah. Leonard, look how many games Leonard missed this year.
Exactly. And I'm not trying to say I'm hoping these guys get hurt the older they get, but it's just a fact. Father Time is undefeated. Eventually, Tom Brady is going to he has not looked good this year.
He didn't.
Eventually, Father Time is going to get Tom Brady too. It's going to get everybody. Everybody.
I'm going to tell you, Brady's been so bad that I kind of won my fantasy league on that because this nigga, the nigga I was playing bench Brady for Trevor Lawrence in hindsight it looks crazy, but when I actually went and looked at Lawrence's numbers like the last 3-4 weeks and looked at Brady's the last 3-4 weeks, I was like, you know what? Riding for your Super Bowl, I could see why you faded Brady.
You're basing
your Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Off these last 4 weeks, I would have absolutely started Trevor Lawrence over going against the Texans.
And he was going against the Texans. And he was going against the Texans versus Brady going against what's his name? Bryce Horn?
I think he played the Panthers. They were going.
They got that little lockdown nigga over there.
Who's also fighting for playoff position. Everybody was surprised Brady went off like that.
Yeah,
he just has not played well this year.
And if he would have played Brady, my season would have been over.
Oh yeah.
So I was thankful for that.
Like you said, with the Raiders, for me, I think they need to in the draft go all in on defense, and in free agency, like you said, it's Lamar sweepstakes. Write a blank check. You got the weapons. Lamar can make it happen.
Yeah,
write a blank check.
And it's crazy. It seems like Lamar is the only quarterback that's worth the damn this summer, though. That for anybody to really go out, I mean, possibly Brady, but like as far as like thinking future wise, like it seems like Lamar is the only one worth the damn this summer to go after for a lot of these teams.
Yeah, and what I feel like is, bro, you have all the trinkets that he can need. He can finally have a number one receiver. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Just to see how he responds to it. If you decide to also bring back Josh Jacobs on the franchise tag, he'll have a running back who can take some of that load off of him constantly having to run. And he'll have
because don't be wrong, Dobbins and Edwards and them, they cool, but like let's be for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You like a real
workhorse, like somebody where he doesn't have to run 15 times a game. You can cut that down to 7-8, just like Jalen Hurts does.
Right.
Because you ain't gonna make it deep in the playoffs with no Deshaun Jackson. No, you're not. You just not, man. You're not.
Hey man, you say that now, and then that nigga Efrain have an 80-yard bomb in the playoffs or something. Leave that man alone.
If he does that, JC, I will cash up you 100 myself.
My thing is,
all right.
I'm not saying Lamar is the best thrower of the football, but he's not a garbage thrower of the football. He's not a garbage quarterback by any means. I feel like with the right team, he could win you a Super Bowl. But you have to give him at least one fucking perimeter weapon. I get that he has Andrews, but he needs at least one perimeter receiver who can get busy on the outside. You know what I'm saying? Because all the teams do is load the box and then focus on Andrews. They be like, all right, double team Andrews, and then everybody else, single coverage, we'll be all right.
Thanks.
All right, let's go Jets and Seahawks. The Jets are out now, right?
Yeah, they
lost. Over with.
The Seahawks, the Lions, and the Packers all have a chance this Sunday.
What about the Seahawks?
I just said that.
Oh, okay. That was one of the other 8 and 8 teams. I think I was forgetting earlier.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all think the Seahawks chances is to get in there?
Just as good as the Lions and Packers. It's all 50-50.
First off, shout out, regardless of what happens next week, shout out to Geno for that renovation that he just did this season, boy. Because
comeback player,
he ain't right back. You know what I'm saying? He ain't right back. And we definitely were not expecting that. We thought them little couple games last year where he subbed in for Russell was a fluke. But the fact that he just carried this for an entire season, I mean, I'm sure they're not going to use him as their new franchise guy because I didn't realize how old he was. I guess he's 32. So clearly he's not going to be their guy going forth. But just the fact that he even was able to do that, man, I'm rooting for him. And, much props to that man for, doing what he did for Seattle this year. And, basically still getting a better pick because his counterpart that he had last year went and stunk up the joint in Denver. So they couldn't ask for a better scenario. Seahawks, as of right now, 100% won that trade. As of right now.
Oh, yeah. Because even let's say, even if they don't get a quarterback this year and let's say they decide to pad up the defense more or O-line or something, you can rock with Geno.
You can rock with Geno one more year, for sure.
You could definitely rock
like you said, you don't really see nobody crazy in the draft right now that's like they can really turn this franchise around, and it ain't really a lot on the market this summer, like you said, like outside of Lamar and maybe like a Brady rental for a year or two. That's all that's really gonna be there.
Your offense straight, like Isaiah said, man, just straighten up that defense for real.
The Seahawks,
yeah,
I think their defense is I think their defense is. I mean, they could add to it. Don't get me wrong, but
they
just need
the niggas down this season. Like they
and Jamal Adams coming back next year too. Yeah, they just add a few pieces. I think they'll be straight.
And I think Tyler Lockett. You know, I know he just had that surgery, but I think he had a great season. In my opinion, that's their receiver one. I don't care what you talking about, Marvin. Lockett, to me,
why are you bringing up old shit?
That calf is cool, but I think Lockett low-key had a little breakout season this year, like with Geno. You know what I'm saying? So I think that says a lot about him. I like Kenneth Walker, the young rookie. Seahawks, they got a lot to smile about this summer, man. Like I'll be going into it feeling good, regardless of what happens next week.
I want to see them in the playoffs for real.
I agree with that. Like, I'm happy for Geno, like, because going through a dysfunctional franchise at the time in the Jets, not saying that he played his best football at the time, but we all know what the Jets were at that point in time. Like, it wasn't the best situation for any quarterback. And he stuck around in the league, kept fighting, never got too low, and just kept on fighting and finally got a chance to show what he got. And I mean, he hasn't had an MVP caliber season, but I firmly believe he's comeback player of the year.
For sure. I don't even know who would even come close to that as far as comeback. Yeah.
Nobody.
All right, let's go Vikings and Packers, man. This was a shocking one.
Oh, hold on. Let me start this off. Hold on.
Go ahead, handle it.
Let me start this off. Mr. Jaire Alexander. You talked a whole lot of shit and you backed that shit up. I'm not saying it was all because of you, because it was 11 of y'all collectively out there on that defense. But I thank you for clamping Mr. Justin Jefferson. We know he can get busy, and he only had one catch for 15 yards, and my fantasy team went stupid on that ass.
And here we have a Justin Jefferson fantasy owner. I still snuck out of it. Thankfully, but it could have been real bad. It could have been bad.
Then, not to mention that, he also had Kirk Cousins as his starting quarterback, and Kirk had a very bad game.
To be honest, I don't even credit Alexander or blame Jefferson as much as I blame Kirk Cousins for what took place on Sunday.
Hey,
that's where I put that. That man was get the ball back, go right, throw another turnover. Like I even think it's a conspiracy, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think Kirk Cousins. You said these players is allowed to play fantasy. I think Cousins was playing Jefferson in the championship this week. That's honestly what I think. Because how do you go from giving this nigga 30 points a week, then all of a sudden on everybody's Super Bowl week, this nigga get one catch for 15 yards? Get the F out of here.
Yes, I agree.
Then at the end of the game, when garbage time, when Jefferson ain't even on the field no more, then you want to get a little garbage time touchdown to some random nigga in the court. Man, F you. That Cousins was playing Jefferson. I want that nigga investigated, castrated, all that spit. And Cousins, I be defending that nigga so much, but you got times like this, boy, when it's like I see what people be talking about.
I told you he's in that same realm that Derek Carr's in. He's got a really good team around him, and he can make some shit.
And that's one thing Tyrell's like. I mean, I'm even though, I do think the Vikings, they have had a successful season. I think they have overexceeded expectations, but how he was saying like statistically they one of the worst. I see what he means now, because it's like when they win, it do be nail biters, and then when they lose, it's like they get the dog spit beat out.
What did I tell you? They are us from last year. We won like 7 or 8 games by single possession and by single points. Like I think 5 of those were like 3 points or less. That's what the Vikings have been doing. They have a point differential that is negative. And
then the Colts game that they won, they almost got the dog spit beat out of them that game.
Exactly.
like they don't ever just lose. You know what I'm saying? Like regular little 1-2 possessions. Like, no, it gotta be at least 3 possessions for them to take a L.
So like
think like damn, in the playoffs, like are y'all gonna give us a show for real? Or like what we doing?
When you have a team that has a negative point differential and they're a winning team, that means
they got 4 losses.
There's a lot of luck going on. there's a lot of luck going on. Like I said, any given day,
a lot of carrying going on by somebody too.
We all know who that is in the National Football League. With any given day, and like we said, to win the Super Bowl, you do need some luck, but not. You can't have a season riding basically on all luck, and that's basically what the Minnesota Vikings have had this season. Like they've had a lot.
Even last time they was in the playoffs, they won off of luck.
Exactly. They fluke, man. I don't trust them.
That's why they got the wig beat in by the Eagles. They wasn't supposed to be there in the first damn place.
I don't trust them at all, bro.
But I hope they give us a show, man. Don't do us like that, Minnesota. Give us a show at least, man. Ah, damn.
Rodgers wins again.
And these niggas don't deserve no bye. So who they got next week?
Vikings got.
But they would need a lot to happen to get that though. But they got the Bears, so they basically need all them niggas to lose. Niners, Eagles, Cowboys, they need everybody to lose.
They not getting that bribe, bro.
And I don't even know if they got that because they lost to the Eagles, huh? So the Eagles would have a tiebreaker. So yeah, they still wouldn't get it. And the Packers and the Lions game.
Matter of fact, they lost to the Eagles and the Cowboys, didn't they?
They sure did. They sure the hell did.
Cowboys beat the shit.
They sure did. Both of them smacked them. So, I think the Eagles game was close. I think the Eagles game wasn't that bad, but the Cowboys smacked them for sure.
Yeah, the Cowboys beat the dog shit out there.
I think it was 24-10 with the Eagles game. Something like that. I don't know. They got the ass whooped by the Cowboys, though.
All right, so Rams and Chargers. There's really nothing much to talk about here, but like I guess
the Battle of LA.
Like realistically, yeah, it was a Battle of LA, but this wasn't how I wanted it. Like at the top of the season, this was the game. I wanted to go to this game. Like this was the game I was ready for. This is our first time, I believe, playing them since we've been in SoFi. So yeah, I was ready for this one, but the way that this season is when it just wasn't, it wasn't the time or whatever. So, but like, how far do you? I've talked to Isaiah about this a lot. How far do you see the Chargers going? Realistically,
they can get past the wild card if everybody comes back healthy. They can. If both of them come back,
I know your answer. I ain't talking to you.
I told you I'm waking up that day being the biggest Justin Herbert hater y'all done ever seen, boy.
What percentage of a chance do you give the Chargers to make the championship? Not the Super Bowl, but just the championship.
0. Negative 100.
Marvin.
That's rough, bro. Like Isaiah said, any given Sunday.
And football ain't like the NBA, nigga. You don't give 4 chances.
You sure don't. 1 chance, you gone. 35. I say 35%.
35% that they make the AFC Championship?
Yeah.
That's actually not bad.
If I'm being like dead ass realistic.
That sounds fair.
If I'm being dead ass realistic, unbiased fandom, I'll give them 25 to 30% chance to make to the AFC Championship.
I think they would have to like get hot at the right time.
Absolutely.
And depending on who they play, I think it's a lot that would go with that. But the AFC playoffs this year I think is going to be loaded and fire. Like I think everybody there low key has a legit chance. Probably with the exception of maybe one team.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now. On them bets, on them totals, take the over.
Yeah, for sure. Even in the playoffs, even though it's playoffs, hell yeah.
Listen here, I want y'all to realize.
I might focus on those more than the games.
I think the Chargers can beat the Bengals though.
I think it's possible, but I think the Bengals will be favored in that. Just because they've been there before. You know what I'm saying? I think because they've been there before, they're going to get them the edge in the spread.
Okay, listen to the possible quarterbacks that could be playing in the AFC. Well, not possible, but these are the definite. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, possibly Trevor Lawrence.
Ooh.
And then possibly Tagovailoa with the Dolphins.
Nah, Tua need to sit his butt down, bro. After what
you're correct. You're correct. I agree with that. I agree. That's why I said possibly.
Them 6 right there, them 6 out of 7 if they make it. Have we seen that many quarterbacks at once, like potential elite quarterbacks at once in the playoffs, like in the same conference?
Never.
But you have to think about it. Back then, up until now, you have to think about it. We're living in the golden age of the quarterback. Like we truly are.
You think so?
Absolutely. Like you have to think about it, bro. Back then,
you at one point you had what? You had Peyton, Brady, Drew.
No, Drew Brees was NFC though.
We're saying all the quarterbacks in the league, like those guys, are bona fide Hall of Famers. Like
so yeah. At one point you had Peyton, Brady, Drew, Rodgers.
You want to put Russell?
Not yet.
Russell's good.
Not at that time. Not at that time. When all of those 4 was at the top of their game, no, I wouldn't put Russell in that. That might be it, right?
That's it.
As far as elite,
yeah, absolutely elite.
Big Ben? I don't know.
Hell no. Hell no.
You gotta throw.
Hell no.
I throw Big Ben in there.
That.
He's gonna go to the Hall of Fame. So what I'm saying is, you got 5 Hall of Famers, like 5 Hall of Famers right there, nigga.
And you just named like 5, potentially 6 in one conference. We didn't even add the NFC.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. You gotta think about it. You got Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence.
Essentially, Trevor Lawrence, if he pans out how people think.
Then you still got Tom Brady playing right now. You got
if Aaron Rodgers sneak in.
Aaron Rodgers, if he still sneaks in. That is 8 possible, like kind of like guys that we believe could make the Hall of Fame. Like, bro, like it's then right now, like the guys who are on the come up in. And
that's because Russell just had a complete travesty fall off, or we'd be talking about him too right now.
Exactly. And then you even the okay kind of guys, like the guys that we call mid, Dak Prescott.
Yeah, or like if Stafford would have made Stafford's probably going to the Hall of Fame. If he would have got in there.
That's what I'm saying. So you got Stafford and Dak. I'm not saying Dak Prescott.
Okay, let's chill, bro.
I just said you didn't let me finish my statement.
Let's chill, bro.
Nigga, let me finish. Let me finish my fucking statement. Damn.
You had to ruin it, bro. You just had to ruin it.
Nigga, can I finish my statement? If I finish my statement, I guarantee you'll agree with what I'm saying. Now you have quarterbacks that we call mid, such as Dak Prescott. Mm-hmm. Damn it, you didn't hear what I said prior to that. That if you placed them back in the day, them motherfuckers would look elite. That's what I was saying.
How about far back is you talking?
Even the early 2000s. Compared to the
Marvin, you the historian, bro. Do you agree with that?
I'm talking about how. No.
In the early 2000s?
No.
You think in the early 2000s, Dak would have been elite? Go up against the 04 Eagles defense, the 04 Carolina Panthers defense? No, he couldn't. No. I don't think so, my man. I don't agree with that 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, that nigga's struggling with the Jags defense right now.
Dak Prescott wouldn't have survived that division.
So name me all the quarterbacks back then who was putting up
early thousands.
Talk to it, Marvin. That would put up the numbers that he is.
Talk to us, cool.
That put up the numbers that he is outside of the 5 that we named. Outside of the 5 that we
early
named.
2000s?
Yes, outside of the 5 that we named.
NFC or AFC?
It don't matter.
Period.
The 5 that we named. Outside of the 5 that we named.
Michael Vick.
That was putting up Dak numbers?
That's questionable.
Michael Vick wasn't putting up big numbers.
I don't think so. I don't think it's not passing yards. Not passing yards. I don't think he's putting up Dak numbers. That gets a lot of passing yards. I'll give him that.
I love Vic. Vic is the more dynamic player.
Bro, Vic, look, Marvin, check this out. Vic is the GOAT in the black community, okay? Let's get that straight. Ain't no damn Brady. Vic is the GOAT in our households, okay? But in the grand scheme of the NFL world, we can't put him in there, bro. I'm sorry. But I understand what you're saying, though. I understand what you're saying.
Hold on.
That's like the Iverson of basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hose deer, the pound for pound GOAT terms and spit like that. That's Vic for the NFL. He's definitely arguably the most electrifying player we've ever had, though. I can give him that.
Absolutely. And I'm saying, bro, we both know, like, especially in Vic's early days, like he just was not that good of a passer. Like he had a rocket for an arm, but his accuracy was questionable.
And this is why people laugh at me when I say this, but that's why I always say, I think if you're talking NFL terms, I think his Eagles tenure, you could argue, is his best football.
As far as passing, by far.
The overall game, I would say Eagles, that was the best version of himself.
I said, with the Falcons, he had a rocket. He could throw 90 yards standing still. But far as accuracy, like pinpoint, like I'm gonna drop it right here in the bucket, like we said, Vic wasn't doing that in 04. That's my.
You see how Dirty Madden used to do him with his little vision. That's what be like. This nigga Peyton Manning take up the whole damn field.
Right.
You ain't even have to use the analog stick to turn Peyton.
Man, for real.
With Vic, you out that big. Damn it, shit. You had to get it maybe close.
But we didn't care because we was taking off.
I'll give you McNabb. Okay, McNabb.
McNabb over Dak.
Okay, Kurt Warner. Okay.
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre, yeah. Yes.
Okay. Fuck Brett Favre, but okay.
I don't care about y'all bias.
Y'all ain't gonna never let that Brett Favre shit go home.
Hell no. He stole money from poor black Mississippi families. Fuck him.
Fuck that. Okay, that's
8. That's 8. If he's in that top 10 range, that's considered somewhat elite.
I just don't think Dak would have survived in his conference.
It is a different game now, Isaiah.
That's what I mean.
They've definitely eased up some rules. So
I
do think that's a little bold to say he would have been elite in that era. That's why I said how far back is you talking?
You're missing what I'm saying. I'm talking about because of how far the game has evolved. Just like we said, if you drop LeBron in the 90s, he's still going to be elite. That's my whole thing. LeBron wouldn't be elite in the night. I promise I'm a log off.
I didn't say nothing.
I'm a log off. I
didn't say nothing.
If LeBron wouldn't be elite in the 90s, I need to go somewhere. I didn't
say nothing at all.
I didn't say that.
I just think that's a whole different.
Bro, we didn't say a word, bro.
I didn't say nothing about that.
Did not say a word.
Y'all faces said it all. Y'all know as black people, y'all faces said it all.
I think that's a whole nother show and a whole nother topic.
Man, really, bro, we could do a whole hour or two on that topic, bro.
You know what? Fuck this. What everybody doing Thursday? Because we're gonna have a special episode talking about that shit right there. Because hell no.
Hey, bro, football almost over, bro. We're gonna have plenty of time for NBA.
I will do this shit from the road. From the road.
He right. Call me Friday.
Friday. Okay, I should be available. I might be on the road, but hey, I got the phone. I got Zoom on the phone. We can get right into it.
No. I want you safe, sound, and focus on me.
Yeah, he wants you to be able to pull up. He wants you to be able to pull up that stat mule.
Okay, that's fine.
Pro basketball reference, all that's it.
That's fine.
Call me Friday.
I didn't say he would be the GOAT. I didn't say he'd be better than MJ. I just said he would be elite.
Oh, I heard what you said.
Y'all got me so fucked up.
Still disagree.
LeBron James.
I just think without saying too much, I just think niggas like Alonzo Mourning and you know what I'm saying, what's his name, Charles Oakley. I think niggas like that would have something to say about that. That's all I'm saying.
Which one of those players are on LeBron's level?
I'm not saying they're on LeBron's level. I'm talking about that bully ball to the paint spit might be a little bit slowed down. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Nigga,
we'll get to that another time.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, this the last game right here. Steelers and Ravens. Mike Tomlin, man. Every time I count this boy out, man, like, goodness gracious. Like I don't think he's talked about enough as far as how great of a coach he is and his consistency of what he's done. Even if he loses next week, the fact that he got to this point, what was it, 15 straight 500 or more seasons, even with regardless of what roster he had, all of that, like, and he's had some seasons where they probably had them, like, you know what I'm saying, like top 5 pick projected type split. Like, this is ridiculous, bro.
That was definitely last year.
I think those Steelers will sneak in the playoffs.
This is ridiculous. And he found the way to the playoffs last year, didn't he? Am I tripping?
It's possible. They control their destiny right now.
No, I'm saying last year he snuck into the playoffs, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're gonna sneak again this year too.
Well, I'm saying
now slow your road.
That motherfucker.
If the Patriots and Dolphins lose, stay in there.
That motherfucker Mike Tomlin say, if you gonna fire me, it's gonna be your fault, nigga, because I'm not having to lose.
Right.
Bitch. If anybody,
I was talking all that spit in the prediction episode about, man, if Belichick get 9 wins, then man, that's gonna be, you know what I'm saying. Y'all need to put more respect on his name. I didn't even think to say the same for Tomlin, bro. Like, this nigga able to squeeze 8-9 wins out of that roster with Trubisky and Pickett as your quarterbacks all year. Oh my goodness! With little to no receiver core.
Exactly. I'm not gonna completely condemn Pickett because he's a rookie, and you got.
You know what, Marvin? I liked him Sunday. I did. I like the Gus he showed. I like. He made some game changing plays that I effed with. I know you said you ain't sold, but I think Steelers are feeling good going into next season with him, with whatever changes they make this summer. Personally.
But like I told you last week, bro, I give him a few years. I ain't gonna write him off just yet. Can't write him off just yet.
See, you're a patient NFL fan, though. We don't have a lot of those. Niggas be halfway through their rookie season and they ready to throw their quarterback away.
That's what they messed up.
Like I said, like, bro, you got to give somebody at least like 2 to 3 years before you call them a
bro.
bust.
Trey Lance played 1 game and you trying to throw him away in the rain.
Bro, my thing is, hold on. Trey Lance. The thing is, Trey Lance been in the league for 3 years, right? Motherfuckers been
2 years.
Two. This is the second.
This is second year.
Oh, okay, my bad. But the thing is, motherfuckers been wanting Garoppolo long. You sat behind them the whole first year. They loaded up with weapons and shit, and you came out doing that dog shit. No, I don't believe in that shit. Fuck that. Fuck that. And I ain't gonna lie. Part of it.
Remember, y'all came from Fields too, and look how he's playing right now.
Hold on. Let me finish my statement. But part of that is also stemming from fantasy. Because bitch, you dropped 0.8 points that game, and I was in this.
This nigga taking out fantasy anger on Trey Area. That nigga on the prediction episode was Trey Area. He just wanted somebody to be better than the Rams.
Stop it.
Well, you was shitting on the Raiders, but fuck you, nigga. Shit.
I'm mad this nigga Tyrell ain't here. Najee Harris with $111, 5 yards per carry. Where you at now, nigga? Talking about Trent Richardson. Hey, cool. Just so you know, I've been defending your boy long before you came on this show. I've been defending him damn near all seasons to Tyrell. So
I wouldn't say like I was never on that Najee hate train, but like he was like I wasn't saying he has become elite, but I was like with Tyrell.
No, you did defend him when he tried to say Trent Richardson 2.0. Like, you was not. I think you screamed on that. Like, nigga, do you see that wide open gap? Richardson.
Yeah, I was like, no.
Najee Harris is not doing that.
We did an all grind screen share on that, and I had to pull up like pictures.
Isaiah. So now I think about it, Isaiah defended him.
I was like, nah.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. The Cap of Cleveland just likes to hear himself talk.
Cap of Cleveland, that's that nigga name.
Mark trademark that bit. You ain't hear him?
Cap of Cleveland
at the top of the show.
I'm gonna tell you something. He's like a woman. He just says stuff to get attention. That's all.
And I see why he hates Skip Bayless so much, because he just like the nigga with the shock value takes.
Just a black boy with glasses.
It's only enough room for one of them in this world.
Listen here.
And they both hate LeBron. This nigga is really Skip Bayless. You Skip Bayless 2.0, Tyrell Jackson. And you hate LeBron, like you just like Skip.
He's just, I ain't gonna lie, Tyrell, you're like a what should I say? A more respectable Skip Bayless. Like, you're not a piece of trash human being.
Right, like right. We just talking about the sports takes.
Yeah, we're just talking about
shock value split.
So yeah. You're a good person version of Skip Bayless.
Yeah, we got this. That nigga gonna be hot when he get back, when he see it. You shouldn't have left, nigga. We coming for you. You shouldn't have left and taking showers and spit. What the F you been on the last 2 weeks, nigga?
I noticed he ain't been on since I came on the show, because I called his ass out.
All of a sudden, niggas got a bunch of spit to do, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so next week, man, I think we just gonna go, because that's the last week. And I think when we started this show, we started off, ended the season off talking about all the spit, and then going into the preview. So I think that's what we're gonna do next week, because it ain't but so many games that mean something next week. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what we're gonna do. So with that being said, even though it's not the last week of the season, any last thoughts on the last recap of the season?
I just can't wait to still make the playoffs, and I'll tell y'all that next week. I think they're gonna sneak in there again.
Your boys.
The Patriots gonna lose. I think the Dolphins and Patriots gonna lose, and the Steelers gonna sneak in there.
Okay.
And then we gonna show that black Skip Bayless with glasses, the cap of Cleveland, what time it really is.
Let me ask y'all this before we go.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Let's say a player has hold on, let me look this up. Hold on, because I want to be accurate. Hold on, give me just a second. So 95 catches, 1,443 yards, 14 touchdowns, with one game left in the season to go. Would you or would you not say that's an elite wide receiver?
Give me the numbers again. 95 catches,
1,443 yards, and 14 touchdowns.
Absolutely. Without question.
The yards are third best in the league, and the touchdowns are best in the league. Would you say that's an elite receiver?
Yes.
That's not even a question, bro. That's definitely an elite.
Whose numbers is that? Is that Adams?
Yes, sir.
Did somebody say he wasn't elite?
This dumbass sick. So after he made that huge catch along the sideline that Stidham kind of threw up, and he made the diving catch, he said somebody posted in one of the NFL groups said he's an all-time great, Davante Adams. And some dude commented and said, with the Packers, yes. With the Raiders, no. And I was like, if he has these numbers, if he stays on pace with these numbers.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, this is pretty much the same numbers from Green Bay. I'm sure he's had better seasons, but for the most part, it sounds on par. Bro. And that's with the duds he had this season. He had like 3-4 of them.
Exactly. And then my thing is his best season in Green Bay that most people usually reference is his 115 catch, 1,374 yard, 18 touchdown season. He has less catches, but he has more yards and a little bit less touchdowns. Last season, he went for 123 catches, 1,500 yards, and 11 touchdowns. You could say that this season is on par with that, with just less catches.
Probably his second best season with numbers, if the numbers are real.
Like, if you really want to be honest. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, I just want Davante Adams to get.
I think that they might be going from a narrow point of view of like wins and losses.
Exactly.
I think that's what they're going on.
Adams' apology saying that he will go to the Raiders and fall off because so far it hasn't happened.
Hey, Isaiah, I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. If you remember on week 1, I came and told you like that spit I had in my mind was dead. Because I told you that I had a question.
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about
I'm saying like that was over quick. Like with me, like and I had questions too. Don't get me wrong. I had questions if Adams with Carr would be anywhere near what he was able to accomplish with Adams, but he answered that for me game one. Even though they lost, that was answered for me game one. I was like, yeah, that's he's who he portrayed himself to be. That's Adams is that guy.
Like, was that? I think that was either Marv or Tyrell, or it might have been one of y'all. I can't remember which one of y'all said it. But you said when Tyreek Hill went to the Miami Dolphins, he showed that he's there to make the quarterback
make him better. Yeah,
and that's what an elite receiver.
And I think that's why a lot of people in fantasy, like as much as they were scared of Tyreek, I think a lot of people were scared of Adams. Adams was firmly top 5 to 7 pick easily all these years in fantasy. Easily. So the fact that he was dropping off in late second rounds and even some early thirds, like
I told you, in my money league, I drafted Travis Kelce with my first round pick. Devontae Adams was still around in the second round. I'm looking like, what the fuck is y'all niggas doing? And he might even drop to some early thirds. Like Adams was not taking what did I tell you at the beginning? As soon as he got traded, and I said everybody's worried about this throwing shit and all this. I said him and Carr throw every offseason together. I know it's not the same as a game, but the timing and stuff and how he likes his footballs, he'll know that much.
Right.
It's just you have to go replicate it out in the game. And boom.
So I guess I'll end it with and not the show, but just this segment. My week 17 last words, man. I appreciate everybody that then came through, man, and made this possible. From episode 1 with Isaiah, with you and Dubray, and us having our first a wild card preview all the way up until now, man. This has been a blast, bro, and I can't wait until we get into this to this next one. My season personally didn't turn out like how I wanted it to, but it ain't a person on this planet, if they team just won a Super Bowl, they wouldn't come on here talking some back-to-back spit. You supposed to take advantage of that, because how many chances are you gonna get to say that? So but nonetheless, man, I hope my Rams able to rally together, put some pieces together. I know we ain't got no big picks or nothing, so we're gonna have to be in that free agency pool and make some LA magic happen. That's what our teams do out here, from the Lakers to the Dodgers.
At the same time,
I don't care if it's the Sparks. That's what we do out here. Everybody except the Clippers. So I
was just gonna say, but with the Rams, that's what GMs get paid for, them late round picks.
Yeah. And Les Snead has done an amazing job. And I need to give me a shirt too with the F them picks. I need to go cop me one, because I'm pretty sure y'all would trade all y'all arms, legs, quarterbacks, D lines, DBs, all that for a Super Bowl.
Oh geez, nigga, yeah, all right, shit. Go get some.
Yeah, y'all remember
that boy, yeah, he was sounding you remember lady. Yeah,
I remember what I was telling you about before I got on camera. So
no, I was just trying to make sure the kind of culture.
I made it this far. So
that shit scared me, nigga.
It scared the shit out of me too, bro.
All right, real quick, because we ain't got that many left. We're gonna get up out of here. So Marvin has something he wanted to bring up, or he wanted me to answer to when we was on the phone yesterday. You remember that?
Yes, sir. What quarterback would you take over Matt Stafford?
So, what it stems from is because I said that there's only like 5 or 6 quarterbacks firmly right now.
Okay, Isaiah.
That I would take
only
over
5 or 6.
Only 5 or 6, and he's questioning who's even the 5 or 6 that I can firmly say right now I would take over Stafford, and be comfortable going for it. So I'm going to attempt to name these 5 or 6.
What do you mean attempt? It should be easy.
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Mahomes. I'm gonna go Allen. I'm gonna go Herbert. I would still go Rodgers. I would still go Rodgers right now. I was trying to avoid saying this. I'll go Burrow.
Thank you.
I was trying to.
Time. That's what I wanted to hear.
Thank you.
Yeah, I went.
That's the one I was waiting on.
Because at the top of the season, I definitely had different energy. But after what I've seen this season and him going on being red hot fire the last 8 weeks and playing like I got him like in the 9th round as my backup quarterback. And I was like looking at my bench like, damn, this nigga's doing that every week. Other than the bye week, he had when Jalen had the bye week, he got me like 38 fantasy points that week. So he picked up the slack. Burrow's been playing some elite football, and I think Cincinnati, they should feel like they're in good hands right now for a while to be. Even though it was a little bit questionable for a quick second, I think now they know they got their guy. So yeah, I think at this point, looking at the trajectory, especially with the injury Stafford didn't have, right now as we speak, I would for sure say I'm be more comfortable with Burrow and Stafford. But outside of them 5 and maybe a big maybe to Lamar, I think that would pretty much be it. So I'm that being said, I'm comfortable with my guy. I just feel like, we just need to retool some things this summer. I think we should be all right. I mean, I know AD ain't getting no younger, but 70% of AD is still better than like 98% of the league. So,
And that's another thing I wanted to call out the cap of Cleveland on AD not being a top 10 player.
Wait, what? Who? What? What?
Oh, you talking about Anthony Davis, AD?
When he said AD wasn't a top 10 player in that win. So.
Boy, I was about to say,
I'm putting my collage together, Tyrell. I ain't forgot, nigga. I was busy in December.
Boy, you got to clarify that more, boy, because for a second.
Oh hell yeah! Somebody said that about the other AD. It's bad with that AD, but that AD is much worse. That's like saying LeBron wasn't top 10 in like 2016.
Yes. Yeah, my bad. Isaiah, I gotta.
I was about to say, did I miss that episode? Was this on a call y'all had personally?
And Isaiah and Tyrell. And my bad, y'all. It's catching up to me from earlier, so pardon me right now. But Isaiah and Tyrell, I want to thank y'all last week for actually showing up on at the time that y'all been complaining about that 2:00 West Coast time, because if it wasn't for that, I would have missed that magical Luka's 60, 20, and 10 game if it wasn't for us getting that show done when we did. So I appreciate y'all for me being able to say I witnessed history that we haven't never seen and probably never see again. I don't see another 60, 20, 10. Even with all the, I seen some people saying, oh, Harden used to do this every other day. And nobody cared like that. Harden did not do that every other day because nobody has ever had 60 points, 20 rebounds, and 10 plus assists. And Luka Magic is that guy. Put some respect on it, but let's also put some respect on what that boy Donovan Mitchell just did last night. And I know it got overshadowed from all of the turmoil that was going on. Yesterday was a crazy sports day in general. So that was like the quietest 71-11 that we'll probably ever witness. But I think we need to put some respect on the highest scoring game since Kobe Bean had his 81-point game in 2006.
And let me say this, Mr. Booker, he didn't have to foul to get these 71. That's first time.
and it wasn't in garbage time. They needed every bit of that 71.
Exactly. That's how you go out there and get 70.
Yes.
What Donovan Mitchell
that was a top 10 scoring game in NBA history. Literally.
That's top 5.
No, I'm saying literally, like statistically. Top 10 scoring game, most single points in a game in NBA history.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
What Donovan Mitchell did yesterday, because I didn't see the game, it just fucked around. I got a notification. This motherfucker dropped 71. I'm looking.
Yeah, I was watching the Bengals game because of my fantasy split, and the next thing I know, I see Mitchell's at like 60, and it's about to go to overtime.
I didn't even see that notification. I didn't even see that notification. And I'm looking like, at first I thought it said 41, and I double take, and I was like, Nigga, I was like, wait a minute, 71. So I went and checked. I was like, nah, this got to be a glitch or some shit. So I go to the game score. I check Bleacher Report and ESPN. This motherfucker dropped 71 with 11.
It's one of them things you hear. You like, what? Like, nah, that didn't happen. Like,
this motherfucker
that don't even sound real.
Exactly. He dropped 71 with 11 assists. I understand he also needed overtime to do this, but with the 11 assists is insane. And that's what like puts him on par with that Kobe performance and like might even
some of them Wilt performances.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you could argue that this performance might be better than that Kobe performance just because of all the dimes that he dished out. And like you said, he needed every single point. His team Kobe needed every single point too. But the classic, like I said, you can argue that. It's just that's how impressive this game was. I feel like Kobe's 81 is still better to me. That might also be impartial because I am a huge Kobe fan and also a Laker fan. But Donovan Mitchell put on a fucking show yesterday. That was a show that he put on.
And I know a lot of people, be going off like, man, Mitchell needs that same respect that Luka gets. And I get it, and I don't even think that's like, because they're making that a black and white thing. I don't even think it's necessarily that, because just yesterday I seen who was that made it was an elite pass. What game was I watching? I can't even remember the exact game, but it was a quarterback that made an elite pass like 15 yards out right to the end zone. And they were saying like, nigga, y'all know if Mahomes would have made that pass, y'all would be, declaring him to go all types of speed. And sometimes it's just certain things that the superstars do, but then when the people who's not quite on their level do it, and they don't get them same flowers and that same praise. So I think this is one of them type of situations where Donovan Mitchell does need to be showered with more of that praise, because y'all know if Luka would have went out there, or even if it was Giannis or even Joker, and they went out there and put up 71, 8, and 11, we still be hearing about it right now. You know what I'm saying?
But hold on, time out. The thing is, it's just like we said though, it's the fact of what happened yesterday. It's just it's not that we're not saying Donovan Mitchell didn't go off. It's just right now
it was bad timing.
It's just that was the worst possible timing to drop. Like I said, I didn't even know he dropped 71 because I'm still looking up to see if
what's up with Hamlin.
Yeah, like I'm like, does he have a heartbeat? Like and then they finally say he got at least a heartbeat and stuff. And now there's more reports and stuff coming out from his family and everything. And I'm like, okay.
And even with DeRozan dropped 44 in that same game, and he might as well have dropped 14 because nobody cares.
LeBron just dropped 43.
LeBron had 43, 43, 6, and 11. Clay dropped 50 last night for I think the first time.
I didn't even know Clay dropped 50.
Clay dropped 50 on 10 3-pointers, bro.
I didn't know this. I didn't know DeMar.
And B dropped 42, 5 or 42, 11, and 5 last night.
I didn't know that. See, that's what I'm saying. Players went off last night, but it was just the worst possible timing because of what happened in an NFL game and the only NFL game that day.
Yeah.
With huge playoff implications. So it was a lot of eyes on that game. And then when word got spread around and stuff, even like we said, as soon as Donovan Mitchell got to the press conference, he said, first things first, I want to say prayers up to Damar Hamlin. I hope he's okay. Right, so it's just that his moment is overshadowed by somebody who's in a life or death situation. That's it. I do agree. He needs his flowers. If they not giving him his flowers like they doing Luka for that performance, then it's wrong. They need to give him his flowers. I love Luka. I sit up here and poach for Luka, Jokic, Giannis, all that. But like, what you hear me coming out my mouth. What Donovan Mitchell did was otherworldly. Like when I used to play basketball and I tried to go to college and stuff for it. When the way he was doing it, we call that shit working out. That boy was out there working out because he didn't see nobody. Nobody could guard him. Nobody he could.
It's times like that where that hoop's so damn big, you might as well be throwing a rock in the ocean. Like
exactly.
How I feel. That's how like people don't really. And I've played hoop, growing up as well in certain leagues, and it's times like that when you get in a certain zone to where it's like that court becomes so wide to you. Steph has talked about it, and it's not even just with niggas like that. Just period. It's just certain times a player gets in a zone to where it's like you feel like you're not missing. You're not missing a single shot.
Yeah,
And the funny thing is, you're not. You know what I'm saying? You're not.
It's like somebody was playing 2K with him.
Like you said, bro, like with NBA players, like you realize like any of them can go into the zone at any given minute. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why they in the NBA. And when they get in the zone, like you said, it's like throwing a rock in the fucking ocean. We done seen players like Eddie House drop 50 fucking 5 or some shit like that. And if you ask most NBA casual fans, they wouldn't even know who Eddie House was or who he played for.
Nigga, I remember watching Corey Brewer drop 50. I remember watching Terrence Ross drop a random 50. Like, it'd be certain nights where
60.
You said who?
Like that? Chandler Parsons. He had like 50 or 60, didn't he?
Nah, Chandler didn't get 60.
Yes, he did.
I don't even know if he got 50.
I said 50 or 60. I can't remember what it was.
Nigga, Parsons a bum. I'm about to look right now.
I'm not saying he was that nigga. I didn't say he was good.
I actually had some hope in him. That nigga, man, I'm about to look right now.
Yeah, he kind of was a disappointment.
I really thought he was like gonna be like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, never mind. I was way off. His high is 34.
Yeah, it wasn't part. You think it's somebody else.
Okay, I might be.
I know that bum ain't had no 40, 50.
Hey, chill out. That boy's still a gator, nigga. Chill out, nigga.
Nah, cause I effed with Parsons, and I just hate. I feel like he never really put that work in to be better and really push himself to be one of the best threes in the league, like he could have been. I hate seeing players that have a certain frame, a certain build, a certain skill set that you don't see often, and they don't put they all to reach that full potential for it. So that's why I'll be like F Hector.
Yeah, nah, you was placing way too much faith in Parsons, my boy. I'm
not saying he was going to be the second coming to Larry Bird or nothing like that. But when he was on Houston, like I just thought he was going to be a great compliment for them, and he was going to be like, you know what I'm saying, like a huge piece of them going forth. And then when he signed with Dallas, I thought with Dallas, like, okay, he's going to be, you know what I'm saying? I thought he was going to be like a real solid potential, like, you know, all-star, to make a couple all-star games or something like that. That's what I felt he could have done.
I ain't gonna cap to you, my boy. I knew as soon as he dipped up out of Houston and left James Harden, that shit was dead. I knew all that shit was dead. I look, like I said, I got love.
I have more faith in him, I guess.
Yeah, you had too much faith in him. Like, he needs at that time with Dallas didn't have a James Harden type of guard. Like, he needs that type of guard or a system where the ball moves around. Like,
then he went and robbed the Grizzlies blind, bro. People don't remember that. He robbed them blind. That was criminal, bro. That was criminal.
But wasn't that the summer?
I'm glad they got out of that era. Niggas don't remember that Grizzly there.
You got to think about that. That was the summer that everybody was getting robbed blind. The Lakers got robbed blind. Hornets, Grizzlies, I think the Bulls also got robbed blind too. Everybody was getting robbed.
Yep. Brooklyn. Remember they gave Allen Crabbe 75.
Yeah, because I think the Hornets gave Batum what, like, it was like $100 million. They gave Batum it was that new TV contract money. You remember?
Yeah, I remember that split when they brought that amnesty rule in and all that split. That was after the lockout.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that split.
They got that new cap. That cap shot up like 20-30 mil. They had
because I think what it was is if they didn't pay the players a certain amount, they was gonna get fined or taxed for it or some split like that. I forgot what it was. Mm-hmm. But like, nigga, they gave Allen Crabbe 75. Nigga, I don't even remember hearing nothing from him since then. Like, I couldn't even tell you the last team he played for. Nothing. Nigga, I don't know if he overseas.
Why would you? That money nigga. I'm finna go missing. I'm finna go on a milk carton.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so this is what we looking like, man. It's basically our last weekly recap. I just realized it because we're basically going to be going into playoffs next week. So we're going to go into playoffs, and we're also going to talk about our All-Star picks because it's about to be the All-Star game soon. I don't know if they picking starters within that time. But yeah, we're going to go over our All-Star. We're going to go over our All-Star list. I'll bring a list to y'all. Y'all can marinate it. And then and also our playoff preview. You know, I don't know if it's gonna be Tuesday or Thursday. You know, we'll figure that out. But yeah, man, let's get it going, man. It's 2023, man. We got plenty more episodes to go. Appreciate all the fans who've been tuning in. Make sure y'all continue to like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's take this to the furthest extent. You can find us on all major directories at All Grind Sports Show. Thank you to my brothers for pulling up, even Tyrell. Yes, you too. And you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know, we can get some of our you know, versatile guests back and all that, switch them in and out. And, you know, like me and Marvin talked about, we're gonna do an episode. I don't know if Isaiah heard this. We're gonna do an episode watching our prediction episode when the season is over. That's gonna be one of our episodes. So yeah, we're gonna have to laugh at ourselves, cry at ourselves, pump ourselves up for what we did get right.
When are we doing that? When are we doing that?
That's gonna. I mean, it'll be after the Super Bowl, so it'll be after the season is over.
Oh, I gotta work that whole month in the next.
We got all summer. As long as it's before next season, nigga.
I gotta work every day. I gotta work every day, 24 hours a day until the next season starts.
We are going to the prediction episode, and I need everybody at minimum who was on that episode to be there. And Marvin will be the, I guess our referee for that day because he wasn't there. So we'll have an objective guy there who don't have no dog in the fight. He's just watching. He's just watching along with it.
That day. I'm going missing that day. I'm going missing that day.
You can run, but you can't hide, nigga.
Well, I'm a hide. My computer broke. I can't afford
it. Appreciate y'all, man. Prayers up for DeMar Hamlin again. And we will see y'all next week. Go Lakers, go Dodgers, go Rams. Peace.
Go Steelers.
Y'all later, man.